I love that intro. I
Me
love it.
too.
How's it going, guys? Hello. Here's
It's
where
going good. How are you?
Here's the part of the show where we act like we have been talking for 20 minutes.
Yes. Yeah.
We haven't or have? I missed
Have
that
not.
part? Oh, have not.
Jake, it's good to see
Well,
you.
how's it going?
Hello,
Oh,
Andrea.
Hey there.
Wow.
Oh my gosh, been a some amount, an undisclosed amount of time.
I already missed Sandy. Sandy couldn't join us tonight. She's doing well. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Life
that
comes
we
up.
know of.
No, I mean, last time I checked, she's fine. She was in my
Yeah,
chat
It's been
earlier.
a while since you checked.
Well, she was in my chat
An
during my show. So,
Don't know how long ago that was.
did you guys watch? Oh, so you didn't watch my show tonight? Thanks.
I saw Kenny Clips.
Yeah, he
although
was
I
on there.
missed the title, the titular guest. I was too late for that, but
It was a
I will
good
watch.
show. Cool. You know, speaking of shows, I was watching a History Channel show. You want to talk about garbage? Garbage.
Don't say Ancient Aliens.
No, it was about dinosaurs. Check this garbage out. They were talking about how, contrary to popular belief, dinosaurs could smell really well, and the way they would seek out their prey was by smelling their waste. And so then dinosaurs evolved into this thing where they could hear their prey, certain prey, relieving themselves. And I'm just like, the only reason I'm watching this is because this is garbage. And they said that's actually why pterodactyls survived as long as they did, because their pee is silent.
Was waiting for that mother
What a
shoe to
setup.
drop.
That was impressive.
Oh.
I was thinking, like, is this a real show?
It probably is, though. It probably is. You could probably find that show.
That's not bad. I gotta
I'm
say,
going to
that's
get
not bad.
canceled for this.
You know,
one day.
that double faked me out, because recently there actually has been a dino-related sound discovery, and the theory is that because of the shape of the T-Rex's foot, it might have been able to walk in such a way that it disguised its distance from the prey. Ironically, exactly as Matt snuck up upon us to deliver devastation at Rat Fuck.
That was a long way to go for a silent P.
Hey, see.
Hey, man. I'm starting to like rehearse in the car. Like I'm driving down the road and I'm like, I have a joke. How am I going to set it up? And I'll just start talking. And my dog is like, I'm listening.
Your dog's in the car?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I'm just imagining you sitting like in a volcano lair coming up with this.
Yeah.
It'll
Well,
infuriate.
I promise no more bad jokes tonight.
Oh, I don't believe
Or
it.
do I?
Yeah.
You gotta transform into the granddad jokes.
Oh, God.
I'm almost there. You know what? So I drew that picture of us last week as Abbey Road. Peanuts
Yeah.
characters in the Abbey Road. And Andrea, you were John Lennon. I hope I thought that was appropriate.
I'm sorry. I don't know much about the Beatles. I'm sorry. I
Oh,
don't-
you got one of the main ones.
That's the
And-
good one, right?
In my
Well,
opinion,
they're all good.
Ringo.
Yeah, but
One of these days I'll do it. Maybe sometime I'll just spend a
Well-
whole day listen to them all.
somebody said
I
I
like
made
Ringo
my.
so much.
Somebody was like, "Matt, you're not that gray," because I made my hair look gray. I am that gray. This shit is white right now. Like this is the darkest part of my
Let's
hair,
get some of this action going.
It's roguish.
and the lighting. No,
You have
Yeah, really, only the front is silver. The rest, you're fucked. It's over.
It looks good. What you hope for, I find. What you hope for, I find, as you age, is that your handsomeness doesn't leave you, and you got a good look.
you just have to own it, whatever it is.
I'm excited
Yeah.
to get gray hair. I have a couple up here. I don't know if you can see them, but there's a couple up there.
No,
But I'm
What-
excited. I can't wait. You know? Holy
I got
shit.
what appears to be a jizz streak in my beard. It's actually just
that's awesome.
Are we allowed
unfortunate
to say
I-
that?
Now,
hair.
now I am relatively immature, and I come from a very immature background, and I've
Sure.
never heard that one.
I think I just made it up, or it was invented to describe my beard pattern.
I think you could call it a fear streak,
Oh,
maybe.
a drool
know.
path, a foam
Dude,
fountain. Certainly.
here's the thing: humor should never lack wit. Keep that in mind.
Fair.
Is
Fair
that
enough.
a joke?
No, that's a rule of comedy.
Oh, well, I was trying to think for the.
I don't know. I just made that up. But
From an experienced lackwit, I could tell you he is correct.
We're getting some hater in the chat, but I've had my first gray hair I got when I was 18 years old. I got a couple. I'm not saying I have a lot, but I got a couple. So a lot of that stressful lifestyle.
in strategy, not ideology, I should assume.
DJ X, for me, that will always be the Cruella de Vil, who is still, nonetheless, a kinder human being than Tulsi Gabbard.
That's probably true.
Did you see? Of course you did. RFK Jr.'s pick for VP was like one of his multimillionaire donors.
Yeah, what's he
Come
even
on.
trying to do?
Get paid.
What is- I
That's
guess.
not serious. That's such a joke. I mean,
But
There's-
what's this? How does this translate into selling books or whatever he's trying to do? I guess just staying in the race.
I mean, you can just
God.
like he's just building the name recognition, and you can also see it as like a public like meltdown and break from his like family, you know, like now everyone knows that he's like the weirdo freak of the family, right? And he
Yeah.
also he feels compelled to tank Cheryl Hines' reputation as well, you know, kamikaze style.
yeah.
Sam
I- it-
Cedar has been saying that guy sincerely believes the anti-vax stuff. I have to say, given and bearing in mind, Sam Cedar used to work with the guy, and I've never so much as talked to him. But I feel like lefties are way, way too ready to assign gentle interpretations to what these folks do. I think RFK Jr., he's just a grifter. Nothing else.
I mean, he might be crazy, but like you can be crazy and recognize that there's a lot of money in the crazy pile, you know, and you might as
Fair.
well get some.
Yeah.
Well, and I mean, he's saying this stuff out loud in front of audiences all the time as a means of gaining trust. I think you can't help but I think it affects you. I think you can convince yourself. And I think it's harder to unconvince yourself. Just like when you've been duped, it's hard to undupe, right? But I think that I mean, and on the other hand, who cares if he believes it? He won't stop saying it.
I saw this
So
poll.
he might as
that
well
had,
believe it.
RFK
But yeah, he is a
at
grifter.
20% among young voters.
I mean,
And that's
oh,
we're-
concerning.
Christ.
I don't know about those polls.
I think it was 18 to 29 or something. Well, I mean, 20%. I mean, if it was 5, I'd be like, but 20, a little scary.
That is, I'd be surprised that they've even heard his name. I assume it's because he did the right
It's
wing
Joe
psycho
Rogan
circuit.
and stuff like that.
Yeah, don't you think
Okay.
he's taking away libertarian and Republican votes at that point?
Yeah, I mean Biden and Trump in that one poll
Yes.
that I glanced at for 4 seconds seem to be like relatively close. So I think it's hard to say which one gets pulled from more. I would assume Trump gets pulled from more, but I don't know. I really don't know.
And for the record, the relevance of whether or not he believes it uh, speaks to his character. If he doesn't believe it, then he's been engaged in a 30-year-long grift trying to prey on a certain segment of society and running a presidential campaign now because he thinks that segment has grown enough to be of use to him if he runs a presidential campaign. But it's I don't know. I'm just fuming. I hate these
Teddy
grifters
Cool
so
in the
much.
chat says that RFK is polling well because his last name is Kennedy. I don't know if that applies to young people though.
Not to young people, not at
Yeah,
all.
like
But
young people are going to be like Kennedy who? Like young people they don't know what Kennedy is, JFK, maybe.
yeah, and
But how many young people even know that JFK means Kennedy? Like if you were to poll young people, what's JFK's name? I mean, like maybe Fitzgerald, you don't get that one, right? But like how
Civil
many
War
would even know
general.
it's Kennedy?
Yeah, he was a
and
Civil War general, right?
oh my god. And
No,
if
I
you're
think it was
young,
a revolution
Oh, my
And-
bad.
because he
And if
signed
you're-
the Declaration, right?
Yes, so you're right.
and if they're educated enough to know who Bobby Kennedy is, then it's self eliminating because that means they're also educated enough to know they shouldn't vote for RFK Jr.
That's true.
It's shocking how far that apple fell from the tree.
Oh yeah. I'm trying to find. I can't find it. I did a Zoom call last night. I was invited to a Zoom call by the Valley Labor Report guys.
Oh,
And it was Unions 101. And it was the head of the EPI. I'm looking it up. Economic Policy Institute. And they did the the slideshow thing showing statistics about union. The majority, it was something, I wish I had this in front of me. I was taking screenshots and I was like, should I be taking screenshots during a Zoom? It wasn't of people, it was just of the slideshow, but I didn't know if that was kosher or not. So anyway, I didn't do it. I stopped doing it. But there was a
Whoa,
statistic.
hold the phone here. I mean, if you're not taking pictures of anyone and you're not telling anyone that there's screenshots,
I think it's like the honor system that you just don't do that. But anyway, one of them showed popularity for unions and labor organizing amongst these different age groups. And 18 to 24 was like through the roof. By far the most popular. So there is hope for the youth, as I always say. I've been saying it since I was a youth.
the kids are all right. They really are.
Yeah. So, I mean, if
Every
those
once
young
in a
people
while.
are gravitating to RFK's campaign, I have to think it's just they're polling. Like, who did they poll? I always ask who did the poll, but then, like, who did they actually poll?
I want to be able to
Are these
look at the
second-time
polls and
voters?
just call the
Yeah.
people back. Like list all their names and numbers. Let me just give these guys a second ring because I don't really know. Like, hey, you did this poll about 17 years ago. I don't know if you remember it. And you said that you were likely to vote for Robert F. Kennedy Jr. This is 17 years in the future, obviously. After the telephone has been lost to history because of the nuclear apocalypse and reinvented, I'm going to call them. And then I would just like to know, like, what were you thinking? And then they would go ahead and answer the question. I feel like that would make polls a lot better if they just doxed everybody.
What you should
That's
do is 17 years from now, exactly as you were planning, call the people that said they were going to vote for RFK Jr. and ask them how they financially recovered after their Bitcoin collapsed.
Well, hey, Bitcoin's going strong right now. It's a 70K last I checked.
Watch out. We have an advocate for Bitcoin on the show.
The
Well, I don't know if I'm an advocate. I don't go that far.
NFTs might have been a more appropriate thing. How's your NFT stocks doing? Do you still have that JPEG that you bought for $100? You fucking plank.
My favorite NFT story is that the yacht club guys like burned their eyes and they were blind for like a week because they got the wrong like lights. They had this like they did this because it's the yacht club. You have to have the monkey to get in the club, right? So they had the yacht and they had these like colorful lights, and it turns out they got the wrong kind that are like, you know, for killing like viruses and stuff, and they just burned their
God.
eyes out. And they couldn't see for like a week or whatever. I never followed up on that. I just remember it was like 3 days without vision or something. It's pretty crazy.
See, a lot of rich people just assume because they thought of it, it can't go wrong. Like when it comes to like submarine and underwater travel, that kind of stuff, they think we came up with it. We're billionaires.
Yeah, I mean, I say this,
It's
all
like
the
a
power to
morality
them.
play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, it is.
Yeah. No,
But,
it's like a morality play. There's something there about blindness and
Yeah. I don't think that Zoom call is going to end up online, but I am trying to get the president of the EPI on the show. So
On this
excellent.
show?
My show.
Cool. You should. I would
My
be.
show first.
I would.
This show next.
I would
maybe.
be
Is that
genuinely.
is that how the system is? I'm trying to bring in so many high quality guests to this program, and
I mean,
you're just like calling dibs on it. Well,
No, I would be fascinated to hear that interview. Also, you know me, I lean towards I just like hanging out with you guys. I do like when we have guests on, but I, like if we can get away with having Matt do the heavy lifting of an actual interview, I'm always for that.
Yeah, I like to chime in and have like my random questions, just to keep people on their toes. I actually, Matt, you'll be happy to hear this. I did an interview
oh,
yesterday.
Yeah. Who with?
Jen Perelman. She wanted to
Oh,
talk.
right on.
So
Is this online yet?
Generational change.
I'm gonna post it tomorrow.
Hell yeah.
I
Way to go,
had
Andrew.
her and her co-host Peter on my show last week.
No, I didn't get the co-host.
Yeah, that's cool. How long of an interview was it?
Hold on, I got a slight delay. I'll
50-something
be right back.
minutes?
Oh, great. That's
Maybe.
fantastic.
Yeah. That's right. So you're not the only one on here that can interview people. Just just
I
reminding.
know. You had Harvey K on well before I did. Have
That's
you
true.
published this yet?
No, it'll be up tomorrow.
Okay, cool. Right on. Looking forward to it.
Oh yeah.
I'll
will be
give
good.
you notes afterwards. Just kidding. Just kidding.
Feel free. I mean, feel free.
What would you do if I was like, Andrea, good interview, couple of notes? Would you just
Eh.
stop reading right
Well,
there?
I mean, like you have to form it in the sense of like, it's a YouTube comment and it's like couple of notes, and then read more. Is there?
you
And then I
it-
click read
yeah.
more and my screen like triples in size. That's what I want to have happen. I don't, you feel free to give me notes. I don't know.
I don't mind when I encourage feedback from the audience, but one thing that always makes me nuts, I don't get mad, but I'm like, why are you doing this? I'll draw like 200 real life people in a single illustration, and inevitably one of the first comments is, "Oh, you forgot this person." And I'm like, "What the fuck, man? I just drew all these people and you're looking for the one I like. You just scanned
Yeah, I was just
200
gonna say.
people to say, nope, not there."
I mean, every time you do those, I do scan all 200 people. Got to find me where I am.
yeah, right. You're looking
And
for
in the-
you, but
In
Yeah.
the process of scanning those 200 people, never stopping to question, is the 201st really thematically part of this, or
Right.
am I just
there was a time I did a group illustration. This was early on. I didn't know who everyone was on the online left. And
And you still
and
don't. But
part of that, well, yeah, but like also part of that is because maybe they weren't nearly as popular as they are now. I don't know. So I left someone out who happened to be a gay, and I was criticized for it as being homophobic. And I was
did
like,
you, whoa. Now, did you say
And you're li-
a gay?
No, it's being they were gay. I did not say a gay.
And you're like, this has nothing to do with my homophobia.
I
Well,
don't
my
know
question-
about that. I
right.
think you said a gay. I'm like that's what I heard.
Well,
mean,
I didn't, but if I did, I misspoke.
I'm
So
gonna rewind the tape here.
You're gonna rewind it
I think
now,
you said
in
a
real
gay.
time?
I don't know.
I got it. And they were like, one of the gays wasn't there, and I'm like, ugh.
right. So I said to them, how would I know? Maybe I was about to say a gay host or something like that. But anyway,
We're fucking with it.
I'm
Sorry,
listening.
we're
Wait,
effing
just
with
hold
you.
on. I got 2 letter hacks going on.
but I said, how would I know
This is confusing.
if
I
they
can't
were
do this. I'm
straight
too
or
high.
gay or what? How would I know? How?
Well, obviously you look at them. That's how everyone else knows.
Well, but the person criticizing me was like, good point. Like they were trolling me and then they were like, good point. And I was like, yeah, I mean, how, like, if you're so
Gotcha.
wise, how would I know to be homophobic at all? Homophobic. That doesn't make any sense. But then, like also one time
you
somebody,
said a gay, by the way. I just found it.
I
You
did?
said a gay. Yeah.
well, it was part of another sentence because I don't refer to people that
The
way.
fucking homophobia on this show. I don't even know if I can be a part of this anymore. This is horrifying to be. In fact, I might have.
I am. Oh, great. Gosh. Okay. Everyone knows I'm the least homophobic person. I have friends who are very non-homophobic. Okay. So I hope she comes back. More criticism I get is that doesn't look like them, right? Like occasionally I'll get that. Andrea really thinks we're going to put her back on the screen. Occasionally, Andrea gave herself a timeout on my behalf. If anything, I should have had a timeout. But
Well, I had to resign and protest.
yeah, I think people are probably more upset at my stance on country music than accidentally saying a gay. But
I don't know if it was an accident.
it was. But so when people criticize me for drawing somebody a certain way, like that doesn't look like them, or oh, you should have drawn them this way, I'm always like, can't wait to see your version. And every
Yeah.
now and then they'll come back with, okay, you got me. Like one time I said, oh, I got a new MacBook Pro, and somebody was like, down with Apple. And I was like, which computer system should I be using? Because they don't.
Windows or Linux?
But like they were saying it in terms of like child labor and slave labor abroad and internationally and all
yeah,
that
those
stuff. And I was like, which
motherfuckers.
one should I use? Or because I think what you're saying is we should all go back to chiseling in stone. Just play it safe, right? Like, how do I not contribute
My-
to
Yeah.
pain
My
around
guiding light in all of this stuff is what is. I mean, what you're saying is just, I think good in. It's just sorry, that comment got me, Snicks. You're just saying good interaction advice, but I frequently think of it in terms of what are you proposing? It's just the same thing you're saying, but on a more
the world.
broad political scale. What
You told
all
me
right,
to
What are
try.
you proposing?
That's great. Is that me? That's
I
great.
think.
That's
I
great.
like it.
Doesn't look homophobic enough.
That's true. That's true. That's true.
So I was asked, what is my stance on country music? My stance is that I have a very hard time picking out my favorite country music song because they all sound the exact same. And and I think we have enough songs about backyards and blue jeans and
You ever wonder how there's blue jeans, right? Like, why is it blue? Now, this is a rhetorical question. When what we really need, green jeans. I mean, it rolls off the tongue. Go
That
home,
was
go
a
to the
thing.
store, get
That
your
was a
kids
thing.
some green jeans. Hey, you got to get some vegetables in you. Eat some green beans while wearing green jeans. Yeah, I'm right. I mean, come on now. This is.
You're so right, though. The grass stains. That's the.
You don't
bane
even
of
need
all
to
blue
worry
jeans.
about them. I mean, obviously, I would never deal with grass stains. I've never touched grass in my life, but other people, maybe.
I will full on. I never stopped frolicking outside. I see a field. As a grown adult, I will skip through it in this suit. I don't care.
I would like to see
I'll
that.
horse around with my dogs.
At least do some shrooms first. Andrea, do you want to respond to this comment?
You're right. I am too young.
Never
That's
watched
true.
Captain Kangaroo?
No. As far as I'm concerned, kangaroos should not elevate above corporal.
That's
Damn,
great.
That got me.
That was great.
That's not a joke. This is a political stance. I'm fucking standing my ground. I'm
Sounds like
offended
you've
now.
thought of that before.
My only familiarity with Captain Kangaroo is when it is said in the song "Flowers on the Wall." Captain Kangaroo, now don't tell me.
Yeah. Pulp Fiction.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess I've heard the name before. It sounds familiar.
Captain Kangaroo went off the air, and this is really creepy. This is not a dad joke. This is true. There was a big fan of his who took his place for like one season. And they were like, dude, it wasn't cosplay. It was like an obsession. And Captain Kangaroo had a very specific haircut. It was like bangs. It was a traditional bowl cut and like a
What do you mean by
mustache.
took his place? Like on a TV show?
Yeah, because Captain Kangaroo like either retired or passed away, and the show ended, and they were like, "Wait a minute, we got this guy that's obsessed with him. He can do the show," and everyone's like, "No, this is weird."
Interesting.
You know, maybe I'm confusing him with the British entertainer, but my understanding was that Captain Kangaroo also ended in a horrible scandal. But maybe, you know what? Maybe it was just that.
Did
I'm
it?
gonna look it up.
Oh, let's stop talking about him.
I don't want to.
Maybe it was his replacement. You know, there was like
maybe.
Bozo the Clown, Captain Kangaroo, Romper Room. Anyone?
Yeah, apparently had lewd behavior, but not to the kids, so that's good.
Romper Room.
I don't remember Romper Room.
The host
Andrea,
of
what-
Romper Room, I can't remember her name. She used to always say pepper and salt and jelly and peanut butter. And it's like, you're flipping. It's
Oh.
salt and pepper, peanut butter and jelly. Stop doing it wrong. It was really
jelly
weird. I was
doesn't
like,
go
what?
with peanut butter. I will die on this hill. Fuck jelly. Get your jelly out of here. Peanut butter sandwich. Okay, hear me out.
Yeah, I mean,
peanut butter
and banana.
sandwich. Okay,
Peanut butter and honey
check it out. Wait for it.
on toast.
Peanut butter pickle sandwich. Peanut butter pickle. It sounds gross. I know.
It sounds gross because it is gross.
No,
What are you
no, no,
talking
no.
about?
Have you had one? Have you had one?
No.
I haven't.
Try it. I'm
licked a
telling you.
tire
I'm
either.
telling you. You'll be
There's a
surprised.
lot of shit I haven't eaten because it's
No, no, no,
fucking
no. I know
gross.
you. You
We can
think that this
assume
is like,
certain
oh,
things
look at
in life.
me. I'm a conformist. I would never go outside the box. I know you're addicted to the box, but just reach out, grab a peanut butter pickle sandwich. It's worth it.
I mean, I just eat
Slightly
peanut
crispy
butter,
bread.
no bread. I'll do peanut butter granola all day.
I don't really even eat bread anymore, but yeah.
I like to slice an apple in a bunch of peanut butter granola. Oh my god,
Fair
it's
enough.
the best.
Fair enough. I'll toss this at you. I will
pickles.
legitimately attempt. I'm not gonna do the full sandwich covered in pickles. I'll put a pickle on a peanut butter sandwich and take a bite.
Just do it
I
on
asked.
camera. I want to see your reaction because you'll be surprised. I'm
All right,
telling you
sweet
right
pickle?
now.
Sweet
God,
pickle
no.
or
sweet
dill?
pickles? No. We're getting jelly out of the equation for a reason here. We don't need.
Are you
sugar
gonna do
in
this right now?
operation.
No, I don't have a jar of pickles, but I shall get one.
Next
Go-
week,
go
dude,
ahead.
Come on,
All
Let's
right,
go.
next week.
I'll
Pickle,
buy
peanut
some
butter.
bread
and
we'll
you
all
gotta
eat
show
some
us
pickle
the.
peanut butter sandwiches.
I'm not eating it.
Yes, you will. I don't know what the fuck. We'll bully
I
you.
won't.
This is some fucked up shit. Half
You know
the
what? I just
show
realized
is in on it.
you said no sweet pickle, correct?
No sweet pickle. Don't eat it.
I would need like a
I got a
$50
sandwich pickle.
super chat to do that shit.
$50
If we get
super chat.
if
Yeah.
fuck sorry, F it. If I get I need this money. If I get a super chat, I will make that sandwich and eat it on camera
You
tonight.
said you would
I
do
don't
it
even
for
mean
free. It's too
$50.
late. We all know you're gonna go do
Well,
it. and
yeah,
then-
now I
Well, you're gonna
revoke
do
that.
it tonight. You said $50 super
Tonight.
chat tonight on
no,
camera.
not $50. A super chat.
A
Not even
super
$50.
chat?
I'm
Alright,
a cheap
everyone.
whore.
and
Be 1 cent.
But you
I just
can't
want
put it
YouTube
together.
to know I'm here.
I mean, we have had recent guests run to the grocery store on the show.
That's true.
I have a sausage ready to go already. You don't know what I'm
What is
capable
that?
of. I haven't even whipped out my sack of spaghetti yet. I'm ready to rock at any given time. With
I just
food
want to say,
items.
I think we were deprived last week. Dan should have had the camera on in the grocery store.
Oh.
That would have
I'm
been
telling
fun.
you, I feel like, and I don't want to be, I didn't want to make Dan uncomfortable, but I was willing to go, and you were tired too. I was willing to go for 40, 50 minutes just on like the receipt, like I'm just saying, like if we went in the store, holy shit, man.
I was wrecked last week. My whole week was thrown off. I was so exhausted. I was just
Oh,
like,
God, yeah.
I don't know what happened to me last week. I was really wiped out.
Very,
stressing.
very similar here.
I joined AARP, the 50s
Oh.
club, and you get redeemable points if you link up your Google Fit tracker. And I know they're recording all kinds of biometrics and trying to find out about me and stuff. I don't know why, but they are. But so I've been on the treadmill a lot, and I'm getting like gift cards and whatnot. This is you guys will have this to look forward to one day.
What are the gift cards for?
Like stores, bookstores, Target, Airbnb.
Ladies and gentlemen, I will be back in about 2 minutes.
Okay, I'm excited.
I wish I had bread. I'm telling you, I was skeptical too. I just want to say, I did not come up with this. I was introduced to this by another human being on this planet we call Earth. I was skeptical.
Okay, let me tell you why this might not be that far-fetched. If I have a theory that a cheeseburger BLT, have you ever had one? It's like a cheeseburger with bacon, lettuce, and tomato. If
I've had
made
one.
properly, when you bite into that, it should taste like peanut butter. I don't know why, but all those flavors together in one somehow taste like peanut butter.
I say just skip to the peanut butter.
Well, so maybe there's something to be said for peanut butter not being so bad with more savory items like
I'm
pickles,
telling
but
you,
I don't know, man.
I'm telling you, you'll be surprised. I don't know.
So no jelly, no jam,
No jelly,
preserves.
definitely no jam.
Too
no
much sugar?
preserves. You don't want to preserve that stuff.
too much
You
sugar.
want to let it rot.
You wouldn't make your own?
No, I will tell you this. I had some ice cream and some cake not too long ago. I decided
Oh.
I haven't had cake in multiple
Vegan?
years.
Vegan?
What?
Vegan?
I'm not going to comment on that.
We've got some good dairy-free vegan ice cream in my neck of the woods. I can't believe it. Down south?
I've tried a couple and they're very good, but
Still
I haven't
fattening.
had ice cream or cake in a long time. So I decided it's a little. So for all those people out there claiming I'm a purist, it's true. I am. Just not all the time.
I went to a Comic-Con in Michigan and there was a pickle booth there and they had like dozens of kinds of pickles. And I was like,
Michiganders know how
Was
to
it
pickle.
Gen Con?
no, it was Grand Rapids Comic-Con. And they were hooking it up. They were like, you want some samples? And I was like, yeah. And they're like, try this, try this, try this. And I was like, damn, I've had like a full meal of just pickles. But
I've
was
often
great.
had full meals of just pickles. Sometimes I get multiple varieties. I combine them. I dump
Mhm.
hot sauce in the jar and shake it up and let it sit in the back of the fridge for 2 weeks. I go all in on pickles.
now I'm a big hot sauce guy.
You don't know about the hot sauce pickle? Yikes.
Yes, but I wouldn't mix it and let it sit.
Oh, you gotta let it sit. Seeps in. I'm not saying I do it to all of them, but, it's nice to have a jar.
What's your favorite hot sauce? What's your go-to like table hot sauce?
Oh, I'm a Frank's extra hot kind of person. This is
I
my
used to be.
my
yeah.
generic, if I'm not trying to go fancy, that's my regular.
I like Louisiana hot sauce right now. I'm putting that on everything. It's pretty good. I live an hour away from Pucker Butt Pepper Company. That's owned by the guy that made the Carolina Reaper.
Excellent.
It's some of
Can you get
you know
sauces?
that YouTube show Hot Ones. All the Hot Ones
I could beat
sauces
that
are
show.
made there, and
I just want to say
sold
that
there.
for reference. I've watched
yeah.
that show before. I could beat it, no problem.
I have
I've seen these
fantasized
motherfuckers
about going
crying.
on
I'm
there.
pretty sure
Yeah.
they're lying. It's not
Yeah,
real.
well, some of them probably pretty weak, but I've fantasized about going on there. Like I would last dab. So there's a couple different ways I thought about it.
In fact, fuck it. Let's do our own.
Yeah.
Let's both get the same sauces. Find a vendor online. We'll do
Well,
our
no,
own.
you can buy their like you know how they do like 4 seasons a year. You can buy the collection of sauces. You can buy like a 4
I
pack.
don't know if I want to brand it. I don't know.
Pickle
They got
Monster.
their pickle monster.
Well, they said that their hot sauces weren't super
Oh my
super
God.
hot, but
I thought for sure no one was going to say Pickle Monster. I thought I was going to be the hero that charged in and remembered Pickle Monster. They're
Pickle
such good lefties though.
yeah.
But you're right, they're not terribly hot.
They're in Philadelphia. But yeah, if you want to, we can coordinate getting some hot sauces and then we can do it on air. My thing was I was going to so you start out with like the most mild one. I was going to last dab it with the next one in the order, or you know how they have one that's called Last Dab, their own personal hot sauce. It's not the hottest one in the lineup. It's always the third to last, the atomic, whatever it's called, atomic bomb or whatever it's called. That's the one that's supposed to make you quit early. So it is hot as hell. There's no flavor to it. But so I was either going to last dab with the next one in the lineup or just use their last dab on every single one. But there's no way I would just sit down and do it straight if I was on
Well,
the
yeah,
show.
start it like halfway through the level. Like we can skip the first 6 levels. I'm not trying to get fat eating a bunch of like whatever I would dip it in.
Just hand him to me. Be like, this is unrelated to the task. He just tagged along so I could have the spare ones.
Yeah, there you go.
Are
Question.
you looking at your super chats, Andrea?
My super chats? I thought we read them at the end of the show.
Yeah, but
Let me throw this
think it
your
was to
way,
get you to
Andrea.
eat. pickle and peanut butter.
We toasting
Well, I don't
this?
have bread. Wait, you toasted it?
Are we
Should we?
toasting it?
Well, okay, so this is my thing. Now, I
Alright.
haven't eaten bread in a while, so I can't like give you I don't like toast necessarily.
What are you drinking,
Right.
Jim Beam? Are you trying to like
I made a
sanitize your
coffee.
mouth?
Yeah, for that reason, yes.
Well, there you go. That'll help. But like I like to leave it in the toaster for like 45 seconds so like it starts to crisp up, but it's still like kind of spongy. Does this make sense to you? Like it has like a crunch when you bite it, but it's not toast.
All right.
You got
So
a
what I'm
toaster
gonna
right there?
Pop it in the toaster. I'll
Can you
Andrew,
bring
you're
the
that
toaster
freezing
in?
up.
inside soft, outside. Oh wait, I have to turn off my lights to use the toaster in here. Never mind. I'm gonna have it raw. I'm so
What?
sorry.
What is this? You have to turn off the light? Oh, for an outlet?
Yeah, because I edit by my computer. Hence why I have all this food stuff around me. I spend the day basically editing and eating. So
Fun fact, hence
what about hence?
why is part of the definition for hence. So hence why. Hence
Oh,
why
Andrea.
is grammatically incorrect. It's like
That
saying
is
why
true.
why?
Your stream is all messed up, Andrea.
What?
It's getting choppy.
Fair enough. Yeah, apparently it said you were
What do you mean?
being
What
a nitpicky bitch.
What the fuck?
Oh, that's okay. It seems
I-
like it's okay.
I'm actually a
Nope.
nitpicky.
That's because her stream was choppy, not because of you. So wait. So you're making? I mean, I do recommend having some sort of vodka or something to chase it with, but what kind of pickles are we talking about? I need brand names.
I remembered that I mistakenly bought
good.
kosher dill sandwich slim. Well, of course you can't see it; it's green. Kosher dill sandwich slims.
Okay, those are pre-sliced.
They're pre-sliced. Now, here's the deal, gang. I'm going to hold these up in a moment, and I will put one on the sandwich for what has been purchased. However, we're about to open up bids. Every
I'll fund this
new
whole
$5
operation.
that I get will add a pickle onto this here sandwich.
How much?
So every new $5
Do you have
barrier.
Cash App by chance?
I don't. I've got a Venmo
Oh,
that I don't remember the password to,
oh,
and thus is useless.
oh.
I have
Yeah, I
coffee,
don't remember mine.
KOFI. All right,
Oh, we'll see.
thoroughly buttered bread.
I mean, this is
That's looking
like
good.
you're
looks
pretending
good.
like I'm telling y'all to like eat cyanide or some shit. Like I'm
I don't know,
giving you
man.
a fucking god tier recipe.
You could
know?
throw up.
like
In
Maybe
theory,
it's
you could
great.
puke.
no, come the fuck on.
I want it on camera, actually. I'm
I'm gonna
clipping
pull up
it.
fan funding.
I'll just let you know if anyone pukes on air, I'm clipping it.
I mean, I'm clipping it too, obviously.
All right, gang. Oh, that's a smell coming out of here. I hope I was not supposed to refrigerate these because I did not. Oh, very pickly. Let's get a proper fellow.
That
Mm,
fucking
it's,
pickle's disappearing into the void.
Now,
Ghost pickle.
We
Spectre of a
I
pickle.
lay one mighty pickle upon this sandwich.
I mean, you're pretending like this is unsavory. I mean, this is some god tier stuff. I'm telling you.
We'll see.
If you don't like it, I'm gonna convince you that you're lying to yourself and the audience. I mean,
I'll be able to tell. I'm looking at his face.
Now here's let me just set this up because look, I'm trying to make that money. All right. Right now, I've committed to taking a bite out of this thing. It's not going to be open faced. Close the bread right on top. I'm going to take a bite out of that. If I get another $5, I'm eating the whole thing. I'm eating the whole thing.
all
If
right,
I get
everyone,
an additional
$5. Send it
$5.
over. This is not a drill. This is not a drill.
If I get an additional $5, I'm popping another slice of pickle on this puppy. And
got
every
to?
$5 thereafter, another pickle until
I'm
this
seeing
jar
I'm
is
seeing
gone.
the super chats come in. I don't know like
Let's
if
see
they're
'em.
for you, but
Let's let me pop my peepers here.
Eat.
Ooh, Pitchforks Dragon.
More.
Oh yeah, we got two. We got two. All right, that's two.
oh
Another
man,
one goes on.
someone's getting bullied into eating some god tier snacks. Oh no!
This is.
what
Are
do
you
we
kidding
do?
me? This is how I survived the lunchroom. Many a meal arrived this way
Oh yeah.
through conquest of the iron gut.
All right, I'm looking
All
at
right.
New York Times cooking peanut butter and pickle sandwich right there.
You just use this bread to sop up the pickle
There it is,
juice.
15
Good.
bucks now.
We're doing
That's
another.
3. Eat more pickles.
Oh.
I think you should be doing a lattice operation here.
Oh,
Have a
there's a
second layer
fourth.
on top.
Tinkerbell with a 4th. Oh shit.
I am
that's
jealous.
four
I need to
pickles.
get some bread. I am like
Yeah,
I'm
I-
getting
now-
hungry.
You're gonna have to.
Genuinely nervous.
Yeah, you need to fold it or something to make sure you get all 4 pickles
I'm about to
at
do like a
once in
pickle
one bite.
peanut butter lettuce wrap. That's what I'm gonna make.
4
Going
pickles
once,
doesn't mean anything unless you get it all in one bite. Okay.
going twice. All right, sold. That's a 4 pickle peanut butter sandwich. Let's see.
I mean, I'm jealous. They're gonna drip all over your suit though.
Thank you, Pinkerbell and Pitchforks Dragon and Anti-Corporatus and
Watch his face.
everybody
Watch his
who's
face.
intrigued by this stunt.
This is not a stunt.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, that's bad. That's
Pretending, pretending. You're pretending because I
Look at it.
understand
No,
why you're
look at that.
pretending. I understand the pretending. You're trying to build the tension. You know, you're trying to build the. You know, you want to create a scenario
know,
where you can beg
disgusted.
for more super chats, and don't worry, we'll give them to you. I understand. This is not. You're pretending. I can see it in your face. I can see.
No, that's bad.
It seems that there's
He
a
just went
$20 super
pale.
chat that just came in, so you have to finish the
Look
sandwich.
at how pale he
$20.
got. Just look.
You got to finish the
It was
sandwich
not.
for $20. I mean,
There
I don't
was-
know. I don't know why
What are
you
you?
wouldn't.
Give us words. Help us Describe what you're feeling right now. What are you
It's
going
probably
through?
the pickles. If you don't like it, it's your pickles.
Hear me out. First of all, thank you, Max the
I
Dog.
thought we
Number
were.
one, Max the Dog appreciator. Second of all, it's the texture. I'm shocked.
That's the
that
pickles. Then you got to get crunchier
The
pickles. or
peanut
something.
butter. Man, why do I have this smooth, thick mass over pickles?
Well, I didn't tell you to get smooth peanut butter. No one said smooth. I said
How's-
peanut butter.
So it's like, oh, it's God tier if you do it right.
Well, yeah, if you fucking. That's like saying salad sucks and you're like putting one singular black olive and like a baby spinach leaf in a bowl and then eating it and saying, I hate salad now. Like, what the fuck?
But
Of
you
course you have
said-
to have it right.
Pickles and peanut butter, not dill and chunky or whatever.
Well, first of all, can we mention that this whole thing, this operation, if it will, started off with this motherfucker saying, I wish that should I have refrigerated them? Probably
Hold
a
on.
skill issue.
Hold on.
Don't even know how to store your own pickles, so they're probably spoiled.
Check
They're
this
gonna
out.
get food poisoning and die live on stream.
Oh, you rat bastard. All right. All right.
Hey, have you swallowed?
Oh,
You
yeah.
gotta swallow.
Have you
I mean,
taken
come
more
on.
bites?
Yeah, I'm putting it down the pipe.
You're gonna eat the whole thing, even though it's not. I mean, it's
I said I would
okay.
do it.
on a
It's
scale
good.
of.
I'm telling you, this is a pretend operation. You know, like I'm telling
This
you,
is
I
awful.
understand. I've been
This
there.
is a
you know,
truly horrible experience.
Eating the whole
I
thing.
guarantee
wow.
you, it is not. I have eaten this like dozens of times, and I've had a great time. You're again skill issue with the non-refrigerated pickles. That's what I'm blaming it on.
I thank you, Schmegley. That is accurate. Look, I once drank Epicac as a lark to see if it actually worked, and that made me want to vomit less. I'm sorry, man.
I don't
The-
agree.
This
I
is
disagree.
this is a texture nightmare.
Well, it's not. I just want to be clear. I do not disagree with your opinion. I disagree that is your opinion. Just to be clear, when I say I disagree, I'm pretty sure you're lying. I'm 98% sure. I'm just throwing it out there. Maybe it's 2%
And the flavors
chance.
do not complement.
I mean,
I got-
I don't know
I
what
got
kind of
peanut
pickles you
butter.
got. You were green screening your pickles. We don't even know what the fuck. Unrefrigerated. You probably like opened them 7 years ago. Kroger brand. This
That's
motherfucker's
lame.
using store brand pickles.
We
Of
trying to
course
save
it's-
money on
And the-
pickles.
What are you doing? Of course, I
I'm
wouldn't eat
sorry.
those pickles on a sandwich or off a sandwich. Come on.
I didn't jump to my brine barrel
Come
full
on.
of pukes.
You gotta go to the
Store-bought.
barrel.
What did you think? I had a farmer down the street? A
I don't
dedicated
know.
pickle guy? You
Well,
rat.
I
Jake,
mean, we all got a
right
pickle
next
guy.
to Kroger is brand name, like commercial appeal brand names. It's all on the
You
same
know,
shelf.
Clausen, you know. Hell, we'll do Vlasic, you know.
I don't have Vlasic money. I'm eating pickles for $5. What am I gonna buy? The good stuff.
All right.
Oh,
Well,
Christ.
with the $40, if I added correctly, that you got, you can go get some Clausen pickles, and we can do this again next week.
significantly more money.
I'm loving this.
I'm sure we could get the money in. I'm just like, I don't think
How-
that is a concern. I mean, I don't think that that's the issue here.
When you can, tell us on a scale
Mm.
of not for me and I'll never do this again. Where are you at? Where are you leaning? Not for me. I'll never do this again.
That's a fucked up scale because it pretends that like the worst case scenario is it's not for me.
In the middle is. Oh, right. So maybe the scale should be.
Oh, we don't.
There's
need
a
to expand it.
version. There's a version of this I could see working, and I'm gonna puke.
That's a good scale. I'll take that scale.
So you're leaning toward I'm gonna puke. Not
This is
there's.
not
a-
new.
Is there a version of this that could perhaps? I can't
I'm
believe you're
telling
eating the
you.
whole thing. You're gonna feel bad tomorrow. Right now, everyone should
Okay,
know.
right
Bad
that-
tomorrow, probably because of the unrefrigerated pickles. You mean?
Well, if they weren't open, you should be in the clear. But if Jake's not on air tomorrow, folks, he's at a 90-degree angle.
Hey, I mean, think of it
Chucking-
this way.
Chucking
Faking
peanut
the
butter
opinion
and pickles.
as a way to pretend to have a sick day while raking in the cash and then blaming it all on me. I'm just saying, I'm seeing it. If you're not, you're blind. I don't know
Snicks-
what else to say.
Snixabia
I
says
wish I was
stop
that
eating
savvy.
it. She's like, look, stop
Mm-mm.
eating it. I'm getting sick.
There is no sick. I'm telling you. Like, I wish I had bread. If I had bread, I would be right there with you. I don't have bread.
We have gained 15 viewers since this started.
Let me
Like,
say
do you want me
this.
to just like dip pickles in a jar of peanut butter on stream? I'll do it. I'll do it for free. In fact, you know
The-
what? I shouldn't even make that a question because I'm just gonna
Yeah.
do it anyway.
Oh,
I'm dying to know where Sandy would be on all this. I feel like I need someone in my corner going, that's gross. Don't do it.
I look. I have to admit, the flavor combination, although in no way complimentary, not in even a slightly bit complimentary, was not as repulsive as I was prepared for. However, the inherent like I way underestimated the texture nightmare that happened in my mouth. I had peanut butter over here doing the waltz, and I had the pickles doing the electric slide. And right now, it feels like I got a stomach full of lizards that are trying to crawl their way up. Awful.
See, that texture is a big part of why I don't eat certain things.
Yeah.
Like sea urchin
Ooh. Ooh.
and like rotten onions. Sorry, I'm just trying to make it.
You're a foul human being, and I appreciate it because that would be good content. Unfortunately, my stomach is like an iron lockbox. There's just no chance.
You did it though, man. You got super chats and you did it. That's I gotta hand it to you. I mean, I don't think it's smart, but it's noble.
No, it's not. Thank you. Thank you. I'll take it.
There are dumber things you could do, but I don't know about right now.
Oh, Lordy Lou. I want to be crystal clear that I am in no way exaggerating the situation
What
in
is
my
this horseshit?
Well,
guts.
you know what? You know why I wouldn't do it right now? Because I'm playing tennis tomorrow. Although there's
What
a
is
new,
this? I'm playing tennis tomorrow.
There's
so you
a-
can't
I
have a
don't wanna be sick.
nutritious and yummy meal the night, but do you fast for 48 hours before you play goddamn tennis?
well, it's a new kind of tennis. I haven't done it before. It's called
This
quiet
is what
tennis.
I'm dealing with here. So this is peanut butter. I can't get it to stay on the pickle. Just so
Oof.
you know.
Oh, okay.
Do you know
like-
about quiet tennis? It's less racket.
Ah!
That's good.
Okay, Andrea, what kind of pickle?
This is a Clausen pickle that's been in my fridge for about a month.
So you just had one Clausen pickle in the fridge? Was it in a jar of
I had
brine
two,
or just
actually.
hanging out?
It was
On
in
a
a
plate?
jar with some unknown seasoning in it because I forgot what it was because it was like a month ago.
What kind of peanut butter?
I don't remember.
Was that pre-sliced pickle?
Yep.
And is it creamy or crunchy peanut butter?
It's good. It's like creamy, but like it has bits in it, you know?
Okay, so what you're doing now is similar to how I would eat celery and peanut butter. You know, ants on a log? Would you put raisins on that pickle? peanut
Raisins
butter?
have sugar, so.
Ants on a log? Ants on a pickle? Peanut butter has sugar. What are you talking about?
All right. All right.
It's not
I'll offer
primarily
this
sugar-based.
compromise.
Raisins are just a fucking candy.
What do you got,
I
Jake?
could. Oh, I'm trying to keep my cool while I'm watching her enjoy this, as though I don't know what that tastes like.
I'm
Well, that's
pretending
just
it's
peanut butter.
celery. I'm pretending it's celery. Oh,
I'll say this. You put a
So
dry
practiced.
pickle on there. You take out a lot of the drippiness, and
What,
I
a
might be
smoked
back
pickle?
on board.
where do you get a
I don't
dry
know how
pickle?
you do it. It's got to be one of those pickles that you bite in and you don't get a mouthful of pickle brine.
I put pickles in a food dehydrator, and then I like crush it up and put it on stuff.
What are you
That
making,
can
like
do it.
fruit roll-ups out of pickles? Pickle
It's a
roll-ups?
good idea. All right, I'm gonna try.
It's
to do
like
it this way.
pickle jerky. What do you make, a pickle jerky? Pickle jerky and
Boy.
peanut butter. I can't believe this show tonight has gone. We're gonna end early. It hasn't even been an hour. I'm about to shut it down.
What the fuck?
I gotta tell you, I'm surprised by how not over this experience is yet in my body.
What?
I mean, look,
I'm
we're
telling
getting
you had some rancid pickles. I don't know.
we're getting comments in the chat like pickles and peanut butter or apples and peanut butter, celery and peanut. There's all these things out
all
there that
good.
peanut butter goes great with. Fucking pickles,
I'm
about-
telling you, I'm in. I'm about to get more. I'm like,
bacon and peanut butter, bacon and peanut butter banana sandwiches like Elvis used to eat.
Yeah.
There's
Peanut
all
butter,
kinds of
French
stuff
fried
you could
bananas.
try. Pickles, I think that's like a last resort. That's like we're starving. It's post-apocalyptic zombie apocalypse or something. You find a drugstore and you're like, all I got in here is pickles and peanut butter. Fuck it, man. I'm not gonna die.
Yeah, that's how you do a depressing opening to a movie by showing a character doing that as it pans out slowly. And
it's like,
that's
I was
how
just-
you tell the audience it's desperate times.
It's like the fucking intro to Fallout, but like pickles and peanut butter.
Yeah.
No, I'm telling you, that was a great snack. I should be eating on this show more often. This is a great segment idea. The fact
Fair
that
enough.
you pretended not to like it and or purposefully went back in time, a future you, as soon as the show was over, hops in the time machine, goes back in time to leave those pickles out so that they get rancid, so that you have the excuse. That's my. And how do you get this time machine with all the super chat money that you got?
Yeah, this might be our last episode.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, that was some good stuff. Oh god damn!
Oh, Pitchfork
Pickles and
Dragon.
farmer's cheese.
Pitchfork Dragon's
Out.
trying to send me super chats. I said $50. I'm not fucking around. I said
$50, everyone. Let's get it done. $50. Let's go.
Now
you
it's
send
45.
me-
45.
If you send
That's
me
a steal.
$50 super chat, I'll send him this jar of nasty pickles, which will be full of botulism by the time it arrives. Don't give
Now-
me $50.
Question:
I'm
Do
the
y'all
guy.
drink the juice when you're done the pickle jar?
No.
No, I can't even
We're
remember the last time I had
dealing with
pickles in a jar.
amateurs here. This is amateur hour on this program.
I take it back. Yes, if I have vodka. I'll
You
make a
guys want-
cocktail.
That's good.
You want to do? Oh, my mom used to eat a slice of bread with pickles and butter with her spaghetti. I could see that.
We had
but
like
not
we have
peanut
a
butter.
moderator of yours who's insubordinate, Latino Milfune. Lesson:
Yeah.
never take culinary advice from Andrea. Hello. If you want to stay in your little fucking box of eating fast food and prepackaged meals for the rest of your life, oh, how do I make this? Follow the recipe, without ever experimenting. Is that even really learning how to cook? You know how to follow a recipe. Anyone can fucking read. Do you want a trophy? Hey, feel free. Feel fucking free. I'm out here pushing the fucking boundaries here. The New York Times backed me up, by the way. This was mentioned
New
earlier.
York Times cooking.
And also, just on a more serious note, I had like one weird snack and now all of a sudden you hate my food choices. Like, I have read books about food. I've cooked many times. I did a cooking show, for crying out loud. Like, I'm telling you, if anyone here is a culinary expert, this bitch. And I will fight you on that any day. Bring on the stream.
Yeah, I
we'll
mean-
have a cooking debate. I am triggered and I'm unhappy.
And I
Two-
love that you say one of my moderators.
Yeah, this is
That's just
you're
somebody
the
in my
one-
chat. What were you gonna say, Jake?
I have two thoughts on that. The first being, I have to, despite my harsh criticism of it and the fact that I want to die a little bit right now,
It's the rancid pickles.
it might be the rancid pickles. I was surprised by the elements of that dish that were not bad. Nothing that I was expecting to be bad was bad. The flavors, although they did not complement, in my opinion, they did not clash. And they don't always need to complement perfectly.
I'm telling
It
you,
was
if you had a
more-
non-rancid pickle,
Maybe no
some
bread.
toasted bread,
Oh,
maybe
toast.
some better peanut butter. I'm telling you, I'm convincing you into it. Look at that face. You can't tell me you're not thinking about it.
I don't know that I can make it past that texture maze. I'm being extraordinarily
You ate a whole sandwich.
true.
Yeah,
You made it
but
past once with bad ingredients. I mean,
I'm
it,
up
it
to
can only be
$15
better
here.
than this. Like, think about
Think-
this,
Thing number two, I will offer my own pickle-based daring thing here. Us Lithuanians love a dish of sweet pickles and farmer's cheese. I
Oh,
recommend
pickles and
anybody try that.
cheese.
Sounds fine.
Oh,
That's
Yeah.
not hard. Hard
that's
to.
like that's not strange. That's just like every night, you know, just fucking pile them in.
I once gave it to my sister-in-law, and had her try pickles and cheese, and her response was to take a bite, chew once, and then retch for 15 minutes.
Well, if you're maintaining that it has to be sweet pickles, I agree. Sweet pickles, they never get the ratio right. It's always too sweet. It has that weird taste, like the sugar
Gotta be
and the
sweet.
fucking sour. Like, what are you doing here? What is this, a fucking science experiment?
You're
Like,
you're cutting the concentration of the farmer's cheese.
with the sugar, you mean? Or
Yeah, it's
I agree.
you eat it for the same reason you drink a bitter coffee with a sweet treat.
Hey, what's that spicy chip? Pakwi, something like that.
yeah,
don't know.
packy.
Did you do that, Andrea?
I did 3 at once.
How was that?
I did
can't
a video
remember.
about it.
I feel like I watched, but I can't remember. Was
Yeah,
it
I did.
tough?
I think, was it 3 or 2? I know I did at least 2. I think it was 3. I think I did 1 and then 2 at the same time, I think.
This is like Jake's not
That's
here right
interesting.
now.
Yeah, but
No,
it
it
hurt.
just,
It hurt my guts because I didn't eat anything else that morning. So it was like just this like Reaper powder like terrorizing my intestines.
Oh,
But I ate like a meal like a little bit later, and it was a lot more tolerable.
I would. Okay, if you want to do a spicy challenge, I'm down. If you want to do like vegan hot wings, I am totally down with that. I got. There's Impossible wings I could go buy tomorrow. Get some hot ass hot sauces. Let's figure them out. Let's order them up.
I kind of,
do
in
it.
honor of Dan, I kind of want to do shopping. Like, I want to do something where,
Live
like,
stream?
Andrea's the grocery store, and you've got like a list of items that we can choose from, and they
So-
all cost money, but the audience has to do super chats for the items they want a meal made of.
So we do.
Somebody's a store,
Okay, hold
somebody's a
on.
chef, somebody eats.
This is a fucking great idea. So you and I we're in the grocery store, or one of us is in the grocery store, and the other ones are. I'm recording the super chats. Andrea is telling you where to go, or
Maybe, yeah,
How's it work?
like I'm thinking one of us comes up with just like a list of items, so they are the store, or they're actually physically at the store, but we live away from each other, so we'd have to just
I would
only
love
come up with
if
things we all have.
somebody was live streaming on their phone
Yeah,
from the grocery store while we're telling you what to buy.
yeah,
This
okay.
sounds- Does that sound
I'm
fun?
on board for that. Totally.
Who's done that before?
And then the chef though has to be one of you two, and you tell the person what to do with it.
Oh, I
Sandy
can tell you
or
what
I
to
wouldn't
cook
be able.
and how to cook it.
There you go. But the goal, I don't think here is the goal pleasure, or is the goal to f with them?
I don't think so. I don't think it would
Surprise.
be. Yeah.
The goal is surprise. Now that
Out
could
of
be
your
pleasure
comfort
or
zone.
pain. You don't know
I
either
like
way.
that.
Surprise.
Interesting. Okay.
Fuck that.
I've made some crazy ass shit. You ever have spaghetti but without pasta sauce? You know, like tomato sauce. You have salsa.
Yeah.
You ever have that?
No,
Spaghetti and salsa.
Like butter.
I would
Oh.
try that. I
Yeah.
would try that.
I would, but boy, there's some dishes where if you f with them, you better have a great reason, because
Yeah, my
spaghetti is
reason is I'm a
delicious,
fucked up fool.
cheap, easy. I need to have a real good reason to do anything.
Yeah,
other
that
than-
sounds like cereal with water. Like, you just
Cereal
didn't
with water.
have-
First of all,
You
cereal
didn't have
is
spaghetti
garbage.
sauce, so you use salsa.
Well, that's exactly
wash
what
your mouth
happened the
out with
first time
soap.
I made it. But like, what is salsa? It's like
Cereal's
it's tomato paste,
wonderful.
you know, and juice and diced tomatoes with like cilantro and some other fucking shit in
Yeah.
there. You know, you throw some peppers in that
utterly
bitch, some
different
garlic.
seasonings.
Like what? Like you know what else is? It's just tomato sauce with more shit in it. I mean, like honestly, I don't.
Different shit in it. is the thing.
Or is the cilantro too much for you?
Oh,
Or you don't
I
like
gave
garlic
this-
in your spaghetti?
Why are you complaining that I gave this baby whiskey? It's just his normal bottle with different shit in it.
Well, yeah. I'm on the cutting edge. I'm on the bleeding edge. You know, this cutting edge is so goddamn sharp, it's bleeding. Okay.
The stuff you make, the stuff you've talked about is abhorrent enough to me that it makes me interested to see the rest of the stuff you make, because I suspect that it's delicious. I suspect that the average thing you make is tip top notch.
Now I got to start my cooking show back because now I got to do it for spite.
What was
And
it
that's
called?
the greatest motivator is spite.
What
So
was it
Because you
called?
only get this interesting.
cooking with the bitch.
Okay.
That's great.
You
It was a
you
great show.
only get discover things like this by taking big risks, and you know, I like that. I'm a big
I spent
fan
like
of
a
that.
whole year just like learning how to cook and just fucking everything up.
mean sauce. Yeah, fair enough.
I'm getting
Salsa
in a
literally means
weird
sauce.
way. I'm getting hungry.
Oh, I'm not hungry because I just had some pickles and peanut
muffin?
butter, so I'm good to go.
What was that, Jake?
Is that a muffin?
Pickles?
I wanted to know if you wanted a muffin. I would have mailed
What
you.
are
a
you
muffin.
in the kitchen?
No, I'm just a husky gentleman.
What does that mean?
You like
Means
dogs.
I'm a man of no minor appetite. I like to eat.
So you're like, I need
A lot.
muffins, raw sausage, a bag of spaghetti, and a toaster nearby.
Don't
at
forget
all
the
Not even the
rancid
only
pickles.
noodles.
Do not forget the rancid pickles. That's a
Yeah,
vital
rancid pickles.
part of
That's not even the only noodles I have nearby. I have several different kinds of fancy ramen
Which kinds?
prepared to be shoved into my gullet at any given moment. What
Have
now?
you ever had ramen dry, like without cooking it?
Yeah, I don't care for it. I understand. I get
You're
the
asking
appeal.
for stomach problems there. Don't do that.
That I like the traditional. I'll say this: I like drained ramen. I don't like it with being submerged in the soup. How about you guys? How do you eat your
I
ramen?
like both, but like drained, yeah, it's harder to do it right. I think soupy
drink
is
the
just
water.
easier, but I don't know. Like I like when I have ramen, I'm throwing all that shit in there. You know, you got the sesames, you know, all
yeah.
of the seeds, the oils,
Little
you
of
know,
this.
this chili
little
crunch.
spice.
What's in
Yeah.
that? What are the ingredients?
It's made out of hot. That's my understanding.
Okay, that's not bad.
No, it's just like wet crushed red peppers, basically.
Oh,
This ended up being a very culinary left past
I-
10.
I have been eating carne asada steaks made from mushroom root, and mixing
mushroom
it.
root.
Yeah.
What does that
okay.
mean?
Like the stem of the mushroom?
I mean,
Like,
look,
what mushroom though? Like, what
this
kind
is
of
like
mushroom?
me saying I drive a car, and you're like, "How's it work?"
Well, okay, like this is like if I just said, "Yeah, I've been eating a bunch of vegetables." Well, what vegetables? I don't know. You know, there's thousands of different motherfucking mushrooms. You can't just say mushroom root. There's all kinds. There's fucking shiitake. There's fucking baby bella. There's portobello. There's white button mushrooms. You got lion's mane. You got turkey tail, motherfucker. And you're going out there just saying, "Oh, they're all mushrooms."
It's mycelium.
Right. Very familiar.
Okay. Yeah, I'm more confused. I'm going with mushroom root.
Well,
'Cause those are
mycelium
two
is
words
the
I
actual
understand.
organism. The mushroom is the fruit, right? So the mycelium is the organism. That's the
See,
tree.
This
right?
is what drives me nuts. Is like I'm trying to be vegan, and that's still not good enough. Fuck.
no.
Why is it not good enough?
Like I'll
who's-
have vegans tell me, why does it have to be called steak? Why do they make it like meat? I don't know.
Well, I don't care about that. I'm just
I'm
trying to educate you
transitioning to
about
it.
the.
I
the
need to be
mycelium.
eased in.
So do you eat like a brick of it? Like how do you get the mycelium like from where it lives?
No, they're made. They're packaged as carne asada steaks, so like seasoned and like Mexican food. And then what I do is I cook them, chop them up, and I eat them either in a bowl of brown rice or Um, oh, I mean, you can eat it with anything, but like brown rice or like ramen noodles. So that's
I'm
why I was
curious to
bringing
know
it
what
up.
the
But
mushroom type is, because that makes a huge difference.
look it up. It's called Eat, EAT,
Okay.
Meatai,
Eat.
MEATI.
MEATI.
Yeah, and then mushroom root. You'll find it. It's very good.
It's bizarre that they call it mushroom root.
I mean, maybe that's just marketing. Maybe it's
Yeah,
not
that's
literal.
just like
But I'm having a great time eating stuff that's not from the horrendous industry around meat and even poor little cows, man. I want to see cows in the wild. Remember we
I
talked about
agree. I
that?
want to see cows like while I'm walking around the like, town. I just want to see them wandering.
But anyway.
So it
stuff's good.
says it's Neurospora crassa,
Oh,
which is the
okay. Right.
specific
Oh, duh.
Sure. Oh, duh. Duh. Yeah, thank you.
red bread mold. Interesting.
So
I've
we do
never
our
had this.
grocery store thing, and you're like, Matt, get the Morospor Ross. And I'm like, what aisle? Excuse me, what aisle is your
Well, I would recommend
Morospor
mushroom wise. I would recommend lion's mane, because if you cook that
Yeah,
right, it tastes really good.
Okay, so I leave a lot of this stuff to my wife. Lion's mane to me, it's a texture thing.
Well, that's the thing. You got to cook it right. I know exactly what you're
Yeah.
talking. You can it's like one of those things where it's like every different way you cook it, the texture is completely fucking different. I went through like a couple rounds of that before I stumbled upon something that works.
Meat is not worth it. They're killing innocent animals. They're breeding them to be killed, and they're killing the planet. It's not good. There are
Not to
plenty of
mention that
alternatives.
It's poisonous in the sense that like the industry uses antibiotics routinely. So if you eat a lot of meat without proper vegetation in your diet, you're going to be getting trace amounts of antibiotics, which reduces the microbiome in your gut, which can lead to other sorts of health problems.
My
So-
microbiome is top notch.
After tonight, I don't
we
think
use
mine
it.
will be, but
Oh, your
Well, if it
microbiome's
is, you're going to be
chilling.
safe. Yeah.
They're going to
if
keep
it-
you
if
safe
it
from the
is.
rancid pickle juice that dripped in.
But our thing is like we have been using. My wife has been using the term microbiome for decades, and at one time halfway through, I was like, "What does that mean?" And she's like, "You don't have to worry about it. I got it covered."
Do you still not
Okay.
know? I'll tell you.
No, I know. Yeah, it's my biome on a micro level.
Yeah. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. You got trillions of motherfuckers running around in your body.
My general health is I can ward off sickness better than most because I care all the time. I don't wait to get sick and then go, I need a cure. I am proactive in my health. So
Well, 93% of Americans have the first sign of metabolic dysfunction, which is usually related to microbial health issues in the gut. So you're part of the 7%.
good on you.
look at this comment. You don't know the half of it. I always tell people, if you like me, you should meet my wife. Way
She
cooler.
does seem like a sweetheart.
I was asking my wife for hot takes because I did a hot take call-in show. Give me your hot takes. And I said, do you have any hot takes? And they all had to do with her specific and also general dissatisfaction for the human race. And I was like, I can't read these on it. It was very honest. You guys
Well, I
would
mean,
love her.
I'm curious. I want to know what these hot takes were because I find it like, to me, I like the competitive aspect of me is lit up here because I want to
Oh,
know
you would
like,
get
are
along
they
with her
hotter
very
takes
well.
than something I would say? Like,
You guys would get along very well. That's why I'm largely unaffected by your hot takes. I'm
but like
galvanized.
what level of hot
Ooh, good
take?
word.
Like, is it something along the lines of we should ban cars
No. Oh,
and
she's-
or send all drivers to jail? Because that would be something.
I think I don't want to speak for her, but 9 out of 10 times she'll side with a car over a human being.
I don't follow that.
Yeah, I know.
It's a chink in the armor.
She loves cars.
Fair enough. Fair
But-
enough.
But, you know, some sacrifices need to be made to save the planet. I think we all agree.
Interesting.
She's big on walking. When we
I
lived in
told myself-
Colorado, we'd walk everywhere. It was great.
Are you familiar with
Years ago.
rucking?
Oh yeah.
What's that? Is that a kind of walking?
Oh yeah.
What is it?
That's like hiking, is it not?
Oh,
Well,
I mean,
rucking specifically is where you wear weights while you walk.
yeah. I used to
Oh.
do that when I ran 10Ks. I would do that.
Excellent.
I didn't know they
I
called it
d-
that.
Yeah, I,
I
like
did
the
that-
name because it sounds like fucking.
Look, hold on. Annie, I'm not talking smack by saying she and Andrea would get along. That's a positive.
That is definitely a negative. I'm telling you right now, I don't get along with most people. So if that is true, and it may very well not be,
No, that's not my wife's fault.
whose fault is it?
My wife
Hey,
is
Annie
taking
Fitzgerald, by the way.
horticulture, college level. What'd you say,
That's
Jake?
cool. I just said hi to Annie Fitzgerald.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
freaking tickled that she's watching us. That's fun.
They're
Yeah,
one thing.
it's a distraction though. I'm intrigued that your wife takes college level horticulture classes. That's cool, dude.
Yeah, and like the other day, they were like, "All right, we're gonna go in the woods and climb trees," and they were teaching them different ways to climb trees. And I was like, "Wow!" And sometimes they're like, "Today we're gonna learn how to drive industrial tractors." Like,
Huh.
there's like a whole landscaping design element to it. And being from Colorado, we used to always do what do you call it? Xenoscape? What do you call it when you design it to look like how it would look naturally?
That's a very Japanese style of gardening.
Yeah,
I'm
we used to
not
do a
sure.
lot of that. Anyway, she's loving it.
That sounds great. I climbed a tree once and I got scared.
Ooh, I was a big tree climber back in the day when I was a young boy.
You ever climb on the branches?
Yeah, all kinds of stuff.
Interesting.
We were wild. I was pretty much feral by choice.
Well, not
Ugh.
everyone chooses it, so
People are referencing my lie detector show
Ooh.
from this week. Are you hip to that? You don't have to watch it, but do you know what I'm talking about, Andrea? Where I tell
Oh, I know
four
about the lie
stories.
detector.
One
Yep.
of them's a lie. Okay. So I
I think I
lied.
watched the first one.
I lied the last. Oh, well, I don't want to ruin it if you plan to go back and try and play, but I had a pretty good lie in the last one.
I would be curious. I feel like I would win every round if we did that with me. Like if I'm the one lying or truthing. Because I've done a
Interesting.
lot of wacky stuff, that sounds made up, but also I'm good at story crafting.
That is a key part of the game, and to get people to ask you questions, because now they're contributing to the lie and they're believing of it, whether they realize that or not. And I think they do realize that now, and they're becoming much sharper. But I threw in a twist at the end where I said, which is the lie, 1, 2, 3, or 4, or fifth choice, all true.
That's a good
Oops, all
twist. I
true.
like
And
that you're
everyone's
raising
like,
these,
oh man, this guy is going to be a
difficulty.
politician one day. Change the rules.
There you go.
Anyway, one of them was that I was in a cult for one day.
just one day.
Yeah, it was a mistake.
Well, you already told me you went to like Christian school or some shit. So,
What do you mean, church?
yeah. And that's like that usually lasts a day, right?
You go on a lot of like retreats and stuff in high school, leadership institutes. You're basically just hanging out with kids your age and learning certain things for being a community leader, but also from a religious angle. But
Sounds pretty cult-like. Hanging out with a bunch of like-minded people, same age, all
this
doing the same
was-
thing.
I was at a 3-day rainbow gathering that actually only lasted 2 days. And on the third day, I was like, who are you people then? And it was They were calling themselves the family and stuff.
Ooh.
Yeah, I got the hell out of there.
What
Yeah.
the fuck? Now that actually sounds like you almost died. Like we have escalated from like Christian summer camp to like you almost got assassinated by like some group of aliens. Like I
Here's-
don't know.
Well, but here's the thing: is this story true or a lie? Because this is one of 4 stories that I told. This is just
It's
somebody was
absolutely true.
referencing it earlier.
You've absolutely met a group called the family. 100%.
I
And
think true.
and there was another one where I found a stash of street signs, and we stole stop signs and would put them up randomly and just watch people stop when they didn't have to. Like in the middle of the road where there was no intersection. We like put a stop sign in somebody's front yard and watch people stop. Which was so fun. That was another story I told.
That is, and I say
Absolutely
this with all love, the nerdiest prank I've ever heard.
Well, the way
Still
we
a good one.
the way we found the place was we were doing a senior prank of planting trees in the middle of the football field and had to run for it. And that's how we found this building. So yeah, man, it was awesome.
Did they ever grow?
Oh no, I
Yeah,
mean
were
they
you
weren't
planting,
even
like-
there the next day. They took them down.
So you were doing like bulbs.
No, we had legit trees.
Yeah, like with
Small
the
trees.
root system.
Yeah,
that
yeah,
you're-
yeah.
Are you
Oh,
familiar
yeah.
with like seed bombing?
I've heard
I
of that.
can infer some.
You just get
but
like a
what?
shitload of seeds and you plant them in places that would be annoying for the property owner. So like if you bought like thousands of seeds and like buried them around like the bleachers and like the edges of the football field, like spots where like they would pay attention to it a little bit less, and then once the roots take hold, oof.
I have incriminated myself so much on camera that I think at this point somebody could say, look, everything you said has a statute of limitations. You're safe. Except when you consider that
one
it's like
murder.
25 things. I think that one murder. No, but I think it's like the statute of limitations times 25, you're busted. I think
Mm.
maybe I could be in trouble. But do you want to just hear what the other 2 were?
Yeah.
Let's go.
I quit 4 jobs by going to lunch and never returning. Now, when I read that one, the whole chat was like, "True, move on."
That's the one I
People
would
were
say
like,
lie.
"Next."
That's like some Seinfeld ass stuff.
I think from the Matt I know, I could be wrong, but it strikes me as contrary to your nature. All right, give me the last
but
one.
the thing was is that I was disrespected, and I knew
Mm.
after the first time they're required by law to send your paycheck to you if you quit. So I
Oh.
wasn't not going to get paid for the time I had put in. The 4th one was I knew a secret passphrase to get free food at McDonald's. Pull up to the
Ooh.
drive-thru, order a cup of water, please. They say drive around, just give you bags of food.
What?
Yeah.
Nah.
It was this one McDonald's. I had a friend that worked there, and they all the people working inside agreed on this one thing. They were like, just tell a few friends
Ah.
if they come by, we'll each do it. So no matter who is working,
It's
they
more
hear the
believable.
passphrase and hook it up.
The thing
I
is, like,
like
I would
that.
need to know the frequency. Like, how often did you use this cheat code? Because if you used it too frequently, they would have caught on.
He quit after like a few months. But yeah, I used it once a week at least, my friends and I.
Ah! I hope that one's true. Siphon what you can from these corporations.
One time
I
my
like that.
mother told me in high school, she goes, you live like we have a lot more money than we do. And I was like, it's called survival. So which one of those do you think is fake? Stop signs, cult, McDonald's, quitting jobs.
All of them are true.
That was an option.
I think the quitting jobs. I'm going to stick with that.
It was a cult. I I may have gone to a rainbow gathering. I don't remember exactly, but there was
I
no.
feel like we could debate this one.
It's telling that neither of us thought cult. Like we were just like, yeah, it seems like kind of the wacky.
Well, yeah, you
stuff
go in, you see what's happening, and you
this guy
leave.
gets
That
up
makes.
to.
I would do that. Like, fuck,
Yeah,
wanna
I
see
would
what these guys
absolutely
are
have
up to.
popped in. I'd go to a cult orientation, sure.
Absolutely.
I had a
Let
whole
me get the love
story
bomb.
worked out for that one,
Oh,
and there were elements of truth from different multi-day festivals I'd been to, like music festivals.
you could color in those details. Yeah.
That sounds like a cult to me. So you go to this random like big yard or field, you do a bunch of drugs and listen to people do music. Cult.
No, well, they're not
don't
making you do
blur
anything.
the definition because we have
But
an
did you or
actual
did you not
giant
do them?
dangerous cult in the country. And it ain't
the
a cult because they listen to music. It's because of the bite model.
But when I was doing this lie detector test, I talked about one of the jobs I quit on. I hated the boss so much. My grandfather hated this guy, and that's how I knew I was justified. But I hated him so much that one time, and this is totally true, he had a 280Z, and
What's
he
that?
loved that car.
Okay.
It's like a little two-door sports car.
Hmm.
I think it was a Datsun, but he parked it catty
Like the
corner in the
dog?
parking lot. So like no one would be near it. No one parked near it. He's such a prick. And I super glued pennies to the keyholes on both doors. Not only that, I hid in the bushes and watched this guy try and get into his car. And not only that, it was right across the street from the Maryland State Police, because if you're going to commit a crime, do it next to the police station because there's never any cops there.
The chutzpah.
And then also you
And I was
managed
trying
not
not
to
to
laugh
laugh.
so hard.
Oh my God, that was the,
That's
okay,
the most difficult part.
this was the most muscular aspect of the thing. Like, I'm sitting there, like, just like not even looking. And then when I peeked, he was doing this. Now, what the hell is going on here? Right. And then I was like, oh no. I almost laughed. And I was thinking, like, the Elks Lodge was right across the street. And behind that was the Naval Academy football stadium. And 2 blocks from there was my best friend's house. And I was like, I'm going to run over there and hide. I'm going to run over there and hide. I'm going to cut through that parking lot. There's several places to hide around the football stadium. And then I'm basically at my friend's house where I can take shelter. But I didn't have to because I never laughed. He went back inside and I was like, I'm out.
Yeah, I was
And you
gonna
don't know
say.
what happened
Otherwise,
yet?
you're doomed
After?
to wait at least as long as he has to wait to get into his car. But he went back.
I thought of that. I was like, if he sits here trying to get, like, he would have known it was super glue right away. Like, first, the key wouldn't go in. And then he's like looking at it. It's nighttime. And he's looking at it. And I heard him, he said something like, son of a, right? And I was like, I think he's walking back in. And then I heard the door to the grocery store. And I was like, okay. And I just booked it.
It is the
And-
best time for an exit.
And I knew there were no cameras or anything. I got that guy.
Well done.
He was a prick. He used to
And now
belittle
you're
us
gonna
in front of
find out-
customers.
Like,
Mm.
there's only one person who's ever had like pennies glued to their car. They're listening. They're
No,
gonna
he's
call.
dead. He's not alive. Yeah.
Did you kill him?
Yeah,
I
another
mean,
prank Matt tried got out of hand.
No, this guy was in his 60s and the 80s. Like,
Fair enough.
he's not alive. Yeah. So anyway, he would belittle us in front of customers, and I was kind of doing it on behalf of my fellow coworkers. Yeah.
Yeah,
One
yeah.
time, I tried to get him back honestly, and I had to set mouse traps in the basement of the grocery store, which is like sort of part storeroom, part employee break room, part. It was weird. It was a weird basement. I didn't like that situation. And I told him he was in his like front office, which was above and next to the registers, and it was real busy at lunch. And I said, hey, I got all those mouse traps set in the basement, and like shouted it to him like a prick. And he was going, no, don't. And he said, if you ever do that again, I was like, oh, I'm sorry. I wasn't even thinking of it. I'm sorry. Oddly enough, we used peanut butter on those mousetraps. But anyway, no pickles.
Well,
But I
I'm
tried to
pretty
get
sure
them
they
back
didn't
that
work.
way. And it didn't suit me. I
That
quit.
that did kind of work. Come
Yeah.
on, that's good, Raz.
Quit a couple weeks later,
Mm.
and then I was like, I'm getting them.
Have you ever thought about just not showing up? Like, why quit? Why expend the energy to quit? Just
Well,
don't
what
show up.
happened was I was like, that's the last straw. I'm gonna clock out, and then just not
And
come
that's
back.
it?
Yeah.
Like,
or
how
like,
long?
You know,
Like, how many days do you get paid until they like realize? Well,
you get that check pretty quick. But what
None,
I did was
though.
I would maybe think about it on break and be like, yeah, you know what? Fuck them. I'm not going back.
It's not like, I mean, these jobs, you're not on salary. You get paid for the hours you work. If you don't show up, it's all it does is theoretically spare you a
well, I mean, like you
a
clock
conversation.
in and then you leave, and then like you show back up 8 hours later, you clock out, and you just keep doing that.
No, I clock in, and then you got to clock out for lunch
Yeah, just
and
go
then
home
I
every
don't go
time. Like,
back. So
Yeah, but that's the point. He clocks out for lunch. It's not like
I mean, I worked at
he's on
each
the
one.
clock.
There was one place
is it
I
illegal
quit
to like
on
clock
day
in
one.
and run away? Is that illegal?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
fraud.
you can't do that. Yeah,
That's fraud.
yeah. I
How is it
worked with a
fraud?
guy.
Yes.
I worked with a
forgot
guy.
to clock out, and now I'm getting a fraud conviction. Give me a break.
No,
Well,
intentionally.
Yeah.
How do you prove it? How do you
Intentionally
prove it's
not doing it.
intentional?
I worked with a guy who would
I have
clock in
dementia.
2 hours early every day. He would run in, clock in, and leave, and then come back when he was supposed to be there 2 hours later. And
That's
people were
rather-
like, "What is this guy doing?"
I mean, let me put
Did
it
he
like
get
this.
arrested though?
No, I can't
Ooh,
imagine.
He got in big trouble.
Yeah.
There were legal ramifications because he had thousands of dollars in pay that were fraudulent.
Yeah.
Check this out.
That he scammed the company. I ate
What
a,
are the-
this crazy sandwich once.
Oh yeah.
On a dare or a bet? Well, I don't bet generally, although I do have a bet. We're waiting to see who Nikki Haley's going to endorse.
For our podcast listeners, the question is to the letter hack: What have you? What's the craziest thing you've eaten on a dare or a bet?
Well, one
and
time
and
I
he
put,
is going to eat crow when it comes to the Haley.
and the closest
endorsement.
I could get to this was I put I had 50 grapes in my mouth at one time once. Pretty impressive. I impressed
That's-
all my
I
friends
mean,
with that.
It
I
is an
could- I
impressive
could-
amount of grapes to have in your mouth. I'll say that.
I could get a Big Mac and in the drive-through and eat it before we left the parking lot. That's pretty good at that. I don't think this answers the question. I'm struggling to answer the question. I don't think I. Oh, well. Yeah, no. Yeah, I'll even go for like the spiciest thing and then ask them if they have a spicier version of it.
I do that
Um,
all the time, and they always get upset with me.
But was that eating or just extreme stuff?
Well, the most extreme thing I ever did was drink 24 ounces of lemon juice, pure lemon juice, in like a couple minutes. I think it was 8 minutes.
Wow.
Why?
I puked.
Well,
It
I
was
bet.
extremely painful. I couldn't swallow properly for several days. My tongue couldn't taste food for like a week. It was really bad.
Whoa.
One time
That's
I
strange.
ate a drumstick from like Popeyes or KFC and like ate the bone just to be dumb, but I was dumb. See, this is the thing, Jake. You're right. Normally I would like do the honorable thing and quit a job to somebody's face and be like, this is exactly what's wrong with your fucking company. But in high school, I was a party animal. That's all. That was a priority. And I was like, this shit is not worth it. One, it's definitely getting in the way of my good times. Two, they're treating me like why would I want to be here to be treated this way? I don't need this shit. So I would just, every now
I
and then I
do-
think of all the good times that I wasted having good times, but not really.
Yeah, I do want to be clear that, in my opinion, you can make a mockery of the honorable thing by doing it to somebody who doesn't deserve it. When you're working a minimum wage job, or at a grocery store or whatever, and you have somebody who plays games with you, like the person belittling you in front of customers, there, if you're gonna quit, you do it for yourself. But you are under no obligation because they have tossed the rules out the window by abusing their position. That was an unfun thing I had to add. It wasn't even that useful. I'm
No,
just
you're
full
right.
of pickles right now. That's what I'm going to blame my bad takes on.
So there was one time I went
The rancid pickles.
to work at a grocery store, and they said, I forget. I think I was supposed to work in produce or something. I couldn't remember. I can't remember. And on day one, they said, I remember saying explicitly, I do not want to be a cashier. It's not my thing. And on day one, they said, hey, we're switching it up. We need you to be a cashier. I just arrived, and they said, we're going to train you on the registers. And I was like, so at lunch, I clocked out. Was like, fuck this. I kept the apron. It said super fresh.
Is that
yeah,
illegal?
minorly.
I don't know. I mean, I would have given it back if they asked.
Do you still have that apron? It's vintage.
I hope so.
No, I don't. I purge every time I move. I get rid of shit.
Hey, speaking of purging,
Oh boy.
No. I
No,
told
I'm
you this
just-
is
I
all a
kid, I
fucking
kid.
scam.
I know I'm teasing now at this point. I do genuinely worry about the state of those pickles, but
Was it opened previously?
no.
You're fine. I think. I'm
No,
not.
they
an
are
Probably.
Kroger pickles.
I'm not an expert. Yeah. What was the expiration date on there? Was there one? When did you buy them?
I don't recall.
And they've been sitting on your podcast desk?
I mean, when in
These
doubt, you need pickles.
these mysterious. The reason I don't recall is because they were in what I use as a cupboard, which is a big box of stuff from the old apartment that I had that I've yet to put away forever.
Dude, I would not
Including
have
pickles.
moved pickles.
So you brought pickles with you?
You have 3 piles: trash, donate, move. And you're like, pickles, donate? No, I'll take these. I'll move these.
That's amazing. That's
That's awesome.
Various sauces,
Well,
Bag.
you
of-
gotta have the sauces.
you're like-
Those are
you're
harder
like-
to find.
the movers are like, what about this bag of spaghetti? And you're like, that goes in the truck. Thank you.
We're very different economic levels. What?
The bag of spaghetti.
I'm using a box as a pantry.
Well,
I
it
don't
works.
have
that's fine.
movers
There's
money.
nothing wrong with that.
No, it's fine. I don't mind. I live not totally differently than if there was a man-sized mouse. Its movers are out of the question. Oh,
I wouldn't trust movers with any of my stuff. No one's allowed to touch my stuff with me.
I mean, I really wish Sandy was here to weigh in on the pickles and
Should
Oh,
be
me
on my
too.
team. Guarantee it. 100%.
I bet we could have gotten her to try it.
Oh, I mean, there's no. It's a good meal. I don't. It's not my fault. He had gross pickles. That's not my problem. They were too wet and soggy. You got to put them on a paper towel,
Oh.
maybe. I don't know.
I'm getting
I do
vegan dishes recommended to me on my Discord. Yeah.
Dude, my buddy makes the best dish I have ever had outside of the stuff my mama makes. He makes a vegan stuffed shells, and the fake cheese thing that he makes with almond and I don't even know what else is like ambrosia. It's the stuff of gods. It's so good. I
love a
beg
good
this guy
shell.
to make it all the time.
I'm
Mhm.
getting hungry.
God damn.
I've been eating baked lentils. They look like onion rings. Oh, red lentils, delicious.
That's a
It's
good
like a
idea.
superfood. Not too good for the breath. Like if you eat some, don't.
Lentils are they're
Well, who fucking gives a shit about breath? What are these like weird standards? Oh, if your mouth smells like healthy food, that's bad.
My
Like, fuck
dog
that
looked
shit.
at me weird. I picked my dog up and she was like, "Dude, the fuck did you eat?" I was like, "Red lentils."
Now this may seem bizarre, but after eating, like I love just like breathing my gross breath into like Max's face, and I love looking at his reaction. I do it almost every time, like, and then sometimes he licks the
Ritual.
air, Sometimes he licks the air because it's good. So I like to know, I think it's a fun game. I just go like,
Yeah, crunchy loops. That's what they're called. Harvest snaps. Crunchy loops.
the only lentils I've enjoyed were you know what, I'll say this. Dearborn has made me stop sassing lentils so much. Because in Dearborn you can get a hell of a lentil soup, and I withdraw all my previous complaints.
lentil
It's
soup
delicious.
is good.
I've been eating corn nuts too. Salt and
I've
vinegar
had corn
flavored.
nuts; they're tasty.
Good snack. My lentils. Okay, did you ever watch The Young Ones? This is going back.
I don't recall.
British comedy used to come on. The way we got it in the States was it would come on MTV at like midnight.
Oh no, I did not.
And it was a hippie, a punk rocker, a con artist, and like a artsy, nerdy guy, or I guess like a poet, who all
Okay.
lived together. And they were college guys, and they all lived together, and they take turns doing dinner, and it always kind of fell to the hippie who was like a weakling, and all he would ever make was, it was very funny, but it was stereotypes. It wasn't supposed to be like kind to any of the characters,
Yeah.
but he would only
British
make
comedy.
lentils. And when he would call people for dinner, he'd go, "Guys, lentils."
Ha!
His name was Neil.
You want- All right, so I'm surprised I haven't seen it, given that it's British comedy, and I tend to like that. On a related note, I wanted to point out that the other day, Seth Meyers had the fellas from Taskmaster on, which I think I've mentioned on this show. I'm a big fan of Taskmaster.
Yeah.
Interesting development. The reason he had them on was to announce the first episode of season 17 appearing on YouTube
Oh.
for free.
Oh.
He went on
cool.
Seth Meyers to announce a YouTube
Nice.
premiere.
Oh, that's excellent.
I think the times are a changing for the better in that way.
Yeah, YouTube is all the rage. It's just
And just
too
generally
convenient.
people realizing that you no longer need. There's like the TV stations do not serve a function other than to be a old money pit where you come across other talent. That's still good, but like their original function was because like to send out a signal, and it's not needed anymore. Which is fascinating to
Right.
watch people evolve with. And I think specifically Alex Horn of Taskmaster is on the bleeding edge of that.
What's
He's the
irritating
British
me?
Andrew Rabinski.
What's irritating? It's irritating me that streaming networks like Prime and Hulu, all they are now, it's like, get a subscription to Prime and
Yeah.
you'll have to pay a shitload for anything. Oh, but you can subscribe to all the other streaming services through us. And I'm afraid that, because that's a cable provider. And I'm
Yeah,
afraid that
yeah.
one day it's just going to be Prime, and then if you want Hulu or HBO or all that stuff, you're going to have to do it through them and pay individually. It's just going back to the way it fucking was.
Well, what is it? What's that kind of evolution called? Convergent evolution? Covalent evolution? It's that sort of evolution. It is just, I mean,
They're going to
it's
go back
just
to
gonna be-
landlines any day now.
Forgot this
it's
was
going to be
here.
exactly like TV, where you have the premium channels where you've got your Game of Thrones and what have you. But then there's also going to be the equivalent of the antenna, which is YouTube and whatever social media platforms, which all now also double as video hosting services, which is really all we need them for. Oh man, I freaking love the dude in orange.
Yeah, it's Vivian.
What's going
He-
on with that chin guy?
He was a med. Which one? He was
The
a
top one?
a med student who would basically just hang out at the morgue,
Oh god.
and he would come home with like a leg, and he would put it on the front of his car, and it was crazy. The show was crazy, but it was so fun. And being like, a suburban American kid, and it's midnight, and you're at a sleepover, and that shit comes on, and there's like 4 episodes in a row. I felt like cultured. Like I had
Oh yeah.
been exposed to something that was much, much cooler than anything else in my life.
And you were getting cultured. Like you were learning to appreciate British comedy, where I mean you even pointed it out where you said like you were supposed to laugh at them essentially. You weren't supposed to like in American comedy, generally speaking, the comedic hero tries to impress the audience into laughing. But so or at the very least they wind up the victor of a story. But it's the opposite in Britain. You're supposed to watch someone fail and then laugh at them. It's more
Yeah.
brutal.
Yeah. And they would put all these like pop culture references in there. Like
Oh, it's got to be very 90s.
one time there were like they cut to these astronauts, and I think they were burning one, and one of them turns to the other and goes,
Oh.
"Hey, look, the planet Earth is blue, and there's nothing we can do." And I was like, "What does that mean?" And then later in life, I was like, "Oh, that's a Bowie lyric. Oh, I know what that is."
That's what's fun about watching like shows that you only saw like when you were young and then watching them again.
Yeah.
Is that you have all
Yeah,
the additional
absolutely.
life experience and then it becomes better.
I just watched what I think is a very fun show. It's called The 3-Body Problem. Have you heard of this?
What? I'm
I've
aware
heard
of
of
the
it,
book.
yep.
I love the book.
Yes. It's based on the first book of that trilogy. It's by the guys who did Game of Thrones. It's just dropped on
no.
Netflix. I thought it was great. Now
Dan
I want
and
to read
Dave
the other books.
are as long as they still care about the thing they're working on, they'll be great. If they stop caring, they should stop making it.
No, yeah. I mean, I didn't like Game of Thrones necessarily, but it's the world building aspect is intact. It feels very cool. I
Never
loved
saw
it.
Game of Thrones.
As a gamer, you would like the 3-Body Problem because there's a video game element to the story that's really cool.
I'll be
Excellent.
contradictory here, and Matt, forgive me. I suspect that as a gamer, you will be annoyed by the gaming element
Oh,
of it.
maybe. I don't know.
But I'm still overall concurring with Matt.
Well,
I
what
think
about
you should watch
the-
it because it's so interesting.
What about, what do you call it? The module. Is that what it's called?
It's a word. I've heard the word before.
Oh,
Console.
Yeah. I think it's an interesting piece of speculative science. But the appeal more to me from the 3-Body Problem is the mystery of it. You know,
Yeah, it was
I
really
don't-
cool.
it's such a unique concept. That's what I'll say. It's worth,
I'll
even
check
if you
it
end
out.
up not caring about the characters, which I think you will because it's well written. But even if you don't, just the concept is the sort of thing which makes you go, huh?
Yeah. What about the devs or devs? Have you seen that? That was
Devs is fantastic.
yeah.
Well,
Okay.
give me the elevator pitch. What's it about?
Devs is a software developer, has a special development department that is
Okay.
super, super top secret and has to do with time travel, but I don't want to tell you anything more about it.
Okay.
Right?
Time
Andrew?
travel, huh?
That's, I would categorize it under time travel, but it's not really that. Right?
So you're saying like they can communicate with people in a different time for them from them.
Sorta. But
Without
there's
spoiling the show.
Sounds a little.
it's a
like
character. It's a
something.
character study.
The thing I like about Devs is like the cinematography and stuff is fucking weird. Like when they do those wide shots with
Yeah.
that like weird ass music going on and you see like these fucked up things.
So that guy who made the movie. What's the Natalie Portman sci-fi movie?
I know he made Ex Machina, but I don't know who
Yeah,
Natalie Portman
that.
is.
There is one that starts with an E that she was in where she fights a space bear.
Yeah, that. The chat's gonna come up with it.
Yeah, Chad will know.
The
The chat has. We have Google.
He's got that new movie out called Civil War, where
It looks
Kirsten,
okay. I'm open to it.
yeah, Annihilation.
Thank you. Does
Thanks,
not start
Schmegley.
with an E. Thank you.
But
Oh wait, although you said Natalie Portman sci-fi movie, and I should have said Star Wars.
it is Natalie Portman, right? Yeah.
Yeah. But it's also Annihilation. I just
But
can't believe
this-
like none of us were like Star Wars.
Well, but
never
this
the
seen
guy,
obvious one
Never
would
seen
have
it.
been wrong, but
but so this guy, I think he's a good director, creator. I think he's good. I'm interested in. I know that Civil War has to do with a civil war in America, and that may be kind of a topic that people are like, dude, don't give anyone any playbook or
It seems
ideas.
like from what
but
I've
I don't
seen,
think that's it.
It looks like more of
inspiration.
like a somewhat libertarian like kind of perspective, which, you know, but also it's better than picking any of the other sides, I think, my opinion.
So you can see how in Devs, Nick Offerman is the developer guy,
Oh yeah.
and then
I'm already
in,
interested.
and
Oh,
in,
he's
in
so good.
Civil War, he's the president.
True. And if Nick Offerman thought it was a good script, like he's one of the few actors where
Yeah,
I'm
he's
still
great,
like,
yeah.
if they think it's
Oh,
good,
he's
I'll give it a
amazing, yeah.
chance.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I loved him so much in Fargo.
Yeah, in Fargo where he gets mad because the wife has cancer. He's like, damn it. He's like, it just shouldn't happen to some people. Oh, yeah, he was so great in that. As a
But it
lawyer,
can happen to other people.
he was so good.
Yeah, Trump can get riddled with cancer, and fine.
Oh, I guarantee you he's got like 15 active tumors going on at any given point.
Look, I don't know what happened, but you guys heard about Joe Lieberman, right?
Oh, that motherfucker died. He's dead as shit.
People are not upset by that.
Nope.
By him dying or by me saying that?
No,
He's
by
dead?
well, both. I mean, that guy.
Yeah, does he have any friends? I don't even know. Because I know he pissed off all the Democrats when he did this like third way, like, or no labels bullshit.
Absolutely, season 5 is amazing. Well, and he took away the public option.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the Democrats really care about that?
Well, I'm just saying, like, that was their guy. He was willing to do it.
Yeah.
Piece of
He's the
shit.
old Joe Manchin. Everyone's named Joe in this goddamn country.
Latina Mufuni says, bye, Felicia. It's one of my mods.
One of a legion, a squadron, if you will,
I have
Of-
merch.
of critics.
It says I mod for Letterack.
What you really need to do is give them all the shirts for free as a uniform.
They tried to unionize on me.
Do you think they could
This-
unionize?
I
Do
have
you think
not
they could
seen
unionize? Oh.
Fargo season 5. I'm sorry. Who
Oh.
could unionize?
My chat, my mods. They were trying to
totally-
unionize one night.
But you
They-
make it seem like they failed.
I'm not standing in their way. I didn't say prices will go up. We'll have to hire more employees. I didn't say any of that.
All right.
What I said was we just won't have mods.
Shit.
That's why I don't have mods.
I think mods across the internet should unionize or organize. Definitely.
I actually do think there's some interesting possibilities there, but I also think that we're so small potatoes. Like,
no, well
especially
that's how it works though, is like they have tiers where they're like, you can use our mods like one or two. Don't expect more than
A
standard
goddamn like a
moderation.
superhero team. You just sign them out.
When you get to a certain number of subscribers, or your chat goes this much, or you stream this, I'm just the idea guy. I don't know, but there'd be tiers where if you hit this second tier, it's going to cost you, or your chat is going to be a fucking shit show, and that has nothing to do with us.
Yeah, that's more like, I just don't want people to think that like there's no, like, unions don't do anything, because if my audience of, I love y'all, but if my audience of like 20 people watching a stream, like one person deciding that they're not going to mod would be in and of itself a complete protest. But yeah, if you're like a mod for somebody with like who's got 100,000 subscribers, that would be a fascinating
And who's
experiment.
suddenly, and look at it this way, like they shift and they suddenly are attracting a whole bunch of undesirables, and it's like, what are you doing to us? Or there are times where they're covering like the GOP debates, and the trolls just come out of nowhere in some of these chats, and it's like, this is a different thing than when you're just live streaming about an article you got from CNN.com. You know what I mean? Like, this is totally different. Why am I here?
Yeah.
I don't want to be
Yeah.
exposed to this. Like, these are just chat mods. Like, there are moderators for Facebook. There's like Vice documentaries on, well, documentary episodes of Vice about what it's like to be a mod for Facebook. And they're like, I have seen the worst things you can imagine, because I had to screen it and take it down, which means I had to watch it. And they're like, it's fucking horrible. And they don't do anything for you. And like the big complaint was, they were like, nobody should have to do this. If this is what it means to have Facebook, you shouldn't have Facebook. But like when we're talking about chat mods, that's a manageable situation. I mean, you can get rid of people before they even have and I can ban a whole bunch of words and phrases so that certain things never even become an issue.
I have a contention with I may have been one of your mods.
You are.
So Stephen K posted no such thing as a small potato. Can you highlight that?
Well, you said it. I mean, where is it?
You have to scroll up a little bit.
Well, while you're searching, I'll vamp a little bit by saying, Foxy, Pinkerbell, AC, you guys are automatically the mod union. So whatever's fair.
All right, so just
sure
leave
it
that on.
happens.
What are these?
Those
Finger
are
these?
small potatoes.
Busted.
Fucking idiot. Fucking idiot.
Jesus Christ.
This is 2 for 2 on your mods right now. I dropped one on the floor. This is not good.
Hey,
for
don't
2.
badmouth my mods. Just because you have weird potatoes that didn't reach their...
A woman after my own heart. I love that you had potatoes nearby. I feel like if we worked in an office together...
I had to get up and
I
get
have
them.
coffee in a mug, but it's not like I have a coffee pot and ground sitting here with some water ready to boil. I'm not in the kitchen. You guys are like in your kitchens, man.
No, my kitchen's
get on your A
one
game.
room over. It's no big deal. I
I
gotta
mean, I do have
position
a-
myself optimally between the bathroom and the kitchen, just so.
I have a wet bar downstairs and a college fridge with
Oh.
snacks.
Oh,
A
that's
wet
kind of
bar?
That's rad.
A wet bar? Yeah.
Yeah,
Is that like a
means it has
guitar
booze.
piece?
No, it's like for booze, and
got hooch.
there's a sink so I can, make cocktails and do the dishes.
Interesting.
I don't really do cocktails though. I mean, I'll have a rum and like a rum punch or rum and coke in the summer, but they generally give me a headache and put me to sleep, and then I feel like shit the whole next day. So I'm really
I
out of
like
practice.
cocktails, but like only when I'm experimenting, Like I don't have
What-
any like this is my favorite. I just like to throw random garbage in a cup and go,
Very, be warned. Very, very strangely, when I travel on airplanes, for I don't know, like this was not a conscious choice I made. It just became habit, and now it happens every time. When I travel on airplanes, I stop at the airport bar, and I get a dirty olive vodka martini. Pour a little splash
Why
of
is
olive
the
juice
olive
in
so
there.
dirty?
Just because it's not I don't want like a stick full of olives. I just want a little splash of olive juice in a vodka martini.
Andrea, the olives aren't either clean or dirty. It's not like a dirty martini comes with olives that were on the floor.
I mean,
Okay.
unrelated. Usually I'll see them, drop them, and put them in, but that's generally just because of the way I behave
No,
when ordering.
you're like that. It's real alcohol, right? No, they'll be fine.
They make direct eye contact with me, and they do a glob of spit right into it, and then they hand it over. And as long as I can see where it is to fish it out, I'm fine. You know.
Ugh. I feel
You
like
know
I
what
just
sucks?
ate
You ever
pickles
get
and peanut
those
butter.
like olive jars, those like tall, thin jars of olives? Anyone know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like
You
olives.
can't
but I know
fucking
what
get
you
your
mean.
goddamn hands in that bitch. You got to get a fork.
can't.
I know.
I
I
hate
hate
that.
doing this.
Cocktail
This
fork.
sucks. You can't do this.
Cocktail fork, chopsticks.
Cocktail fork. I don't. This is the thing. I gotta get a utensil. Give me a
Why do they
break.
call them chopsticks? What are they chopping?
They're gonna chop you in a second here.
Not really. Damn, this guy. All right. Show me salt and pepper.
Here's the problem.
Show
It's
me
not terribly
stick of butter.
well organized.
I know you got some packets.
I literally have not just a salt shaker, but the grinder salt
Wow.
shaker under the sea of things.
The grinder salt
I need to see
shaker.
this desk now. Can you take a
It's a salt
picture of
shaker.
this
I
desk?
Grinds.
I genuinely can't.
How
I
much of a
can show
mess
you
is it?
Hot honey.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I think
It's
that
not.
might
It leads you to believe it's just food. It is by no means just food.
Oh no,
It's
I think
all-
you have like a road trip map where you're
Yeah.
planning out a road trip. I think there's all kinds of stuff on this desk. You probably
Yeah,
have
yeah,
the
yeah.
You have,
new
like, power
Trump
tools?
Bible. Do you have the Trump Bible on there? The MAGA Bible?
I don't. I have the Fawny Willis life story.
Wow.
Battery charger.
Was that a Christmas gift or did you buy that
COVID
book?
test. That was a gift, actually, for somebody who knows me well. I found it fascinating.
That's like my cousin dressed up like Fauci, or she dressed up like Ruth Bader Ginsburg, and he dressed up like Anthony Fauci for Halloween. I was like, you
Oh,
guys,
that's-
no. These are not your heroes. Trust me.
Oh,
I mean, at least they have an interest. I'll go that far.
Better off with no interest. Better
I
off just
agree.
staying out of it.
Yeah, like their
wanna hear
interest
something-
is it's like negative. You know, they're going backwards. They're driving in the wrong direction.
2019, I had a roommate when I was on the radio, because that's the lifestyle you live when you're on the radio. I had a roommate in a flop house, essentially. And she was a good gal. She was a social worker. I have nothing negative to say about her, except she comes to me one day and she says, "Okay, so don't judge me." And I did judge her, but so I won't share her
And you're
name.
still judging her by the looks
I'm
of it.
still judging her, but I will not share her name. She says, "Don't judge me, but you seem really interested in this politics stuff, so you're who I'm going to ask." I said, "Okay, hit me." She said, "Is Trump conservative, or is he part of the not conservative party?"
In what year? 2019.
2019.
How old is this person?
But she was my age, so I guess she'd be. Well, she was a little bit younger than me. She'd be like I don't know, mid-30s now.
Well, I'll be telling you, you really were correct in your judgment. I'll say that much.
Yeah. I think we need first and last name and a phone number because I got to make sure they aren't still making these tragic.
She's out
Is
there
it
doing
true
good in the
that
world.
5 years ago you responded to a poll saying that Trump was
I
part
just
of
want to
the
make
not
sure you're
conservative
not
party?
voting. Okay, good. Thanks.
Yeah.
Are you
I
planning on
honestly
voting? No. All right. Thank you.
Hey, I don't know what this is in relation to, but my dogs are goth says WKRP in Cincinnati, and I am just like that is one of the all-time greats. Andrea, did you ever watch it?
No.
Oh my god, that was such a good one. Oh my god, that Thanksgiving episode. where he's
Wait, we're
like, "I
talking about the
thought
same thing. This is
turkeys could
news radio,
fly."
right? Oh, wait.
No, WKRP in Cincinnati was a show in I think it was like late 70s, early 80s. Herb Tarlick, Les Nessman, Dr. Johnny
Oh,
Fever,
yes.
I think
Venus-
I did not watch it, but I'm familiar.
Venus Flytrap,
That rings no bells. I'm
station
sorry.
manager Andy. It was a television show loosely based on the film FM.
Okay. I dig the concept, and I am familiar with the show.
So how'd they do it? Back then, it was a show about a radio station, and they could pay very inexpensive royalties for like a snippet of the most popular song. So like they would always come in at the end of the song and go, "That was Pink Floyd's Dark Side of the Moon." You're like, "Wow, they actually played that shit. That's awesome." But they only play like a little snippet. But there's like an inflation sort of thing that happens with royalties where the more the years go on, this is why it's not in syndication. There's no reruns of this show really because it became too expensive. The little snippets they would play in the songs, they couldn't afford it. But that show is so good. Oh my god. Lonnie
That-
Anderson was the receptionist.
I hate copyright.
Yeah, me too.
Jake,
I'm
can
a
you
big
hop in your time machine and go back in time and get Walt Disney on the phone and just deal with that whole thing?
tell that slut to knock it off. Yeah. I did so badly. Oh, darn it.
I still have these potatoes here, so just for reference, they're very small.
I am putting the finishing touches on a 22-page comic book that I wrote and illustrated all by myself for a public domain character.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I like this idea right off the bat. So you're saying was the character already public domain?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
And it has been for a long time.
Okay. Heck yeah. First of all, do you know when it's coming out? Have you decided that yet?
Well, that's the thing is like when I finish it, I don't know if I should like shop it around because there are people who put out a collection of the originals. Dark Horse Comics was like, here's a collection of this original
Okay.
work. And I was like, well, maybe they'd be interested in the public domain. But then again, maybe I just put it online for free. I don't know. The reason I did it was because I was, at any minute I could be working on a comic and I very much wanted to make sure that I was up to speed. And I did a 22-pager in like 3 weeks. So feeling pretty up to
That's really
speed.
good, dude.
You gotta print
That's
it out.
multiple jobs.
it's not that complicated of a story, but
It turns out it's
It's a
just like a flip book.
Nosferatu?
Oh.
it's pretty simple story. It's silly. The original concept is very, very silly.
Mm.
And I made it as silly but way more violent. So it's super action packed. But if I
Okay.
told you the idea, you would be like, that sounds terrible. And I'm like, I know. Which is one, that's why it's in the public domain, and two, that's why it's cool.
I'm in.
Check this out.
Ah. Good Lord.
That was the best show.
That is screaming of an era. Just the
Which
hair
is
alone.
not this one. A
I
different
loved
era?
the theme song. The lyrics were like, "Baby, if you've ever wondered whatever became of me. I'm living on the air in Cincinnati. Cincinnati, WKRP."
Oh. That's amazing when it can come back to you like
Yeah, he
that.
says, "Got time for packing and unpacking, town to town, up and down the dial. Maybe you and me were never meant to be, but maybe think of me once in a while. I'm at WKRP in Cincinnati. I know that song, man. I love that show. I was so hooked on that shit.
Now my mind's jumping to, well, baby, I hear the blues are calling. Toss salad and scrambled eggs.
Yeah, it's awesome. How
Why
about
is it radio stations work so well as the set of TV shows? They really do.
Oh yeah, totally. Because you want to know what's going on behind the scenes. That's
guess,
why.
yeah.
That's why 30 Rock was popular. But I think I wanted 30 Rock to be like a more serious version of Saturday Night Live behind the scenes. That's what
Why?
I want. Well, you can have 30 Rock, but I also want the
I
SNL.
see.
Like, what is it like? I want to see if every episode was 1 week of just,
Yeah.
I haven't gone
Like
home
the-
for 4 days. This skit isn't
That's-
working. They cut my
Mhm.
fucking skit at dress rehearsal. You know, I want to see.
That would be
But
one
serious.
of the few reality shows that I would watch with sincere interest.
I mean, why
It's
haven't they
just-
done that? That's
Yeah.
Night Court. Yeah, that had a good theme song. Barney Miller.
All right.
had a good
Round
theme
table.
song.
Top of your head. Best TV theme song.
MASH.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Because the movie had the lyrics. The Robert Altman movie had the lyrics.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
go
I'm
with
not gonna sing
Dragon
it.
Ball.
Ooh, that's a good one too.
You know the lyrics
gonna
to the
say-
MASH theme song?
Yes, but I don't
Okay.
because blank is painless. I don't want to
Do
say
you
it out
remember
here.
why it came up in the movie?
No.
It's hilarious. I mean, it's not appropriate, but it's fucking hilarious.
Mm.
It's not appropriate. What makes
No.
it not appropriate?
Written by a 14-year-old. It's nuts to me.
Yeah, it's
Or 15.
It's
still.
Yeah, it's not appropriate. It's like a prank. I don't
Fair
know.
enough.
MASH out of context, it's bad.
Yeah. I'm going to go with Cowboy. By the way, Chala Head Chala is amazing. Good call. I'm going to go with Cowboy Bebop's opening theme by the Seatbelts. Tank. It's fantastic.
Cheers.
Watch that.
That's a good one.
It's a good one too. It is. But
Cheers.
there are songs where like I would listen to them for the music of it, you know?
Cheers was the show that had to first start saying live in front of a studio audience because people didn't believe it was a live audience. They were like, no one is laughing that much at the jokes.
Yeah.
But they were like, they are. It's not fake.
Well, you got to point the camera, go like, "See, I told you."
Break that wall.
Yeah. Well, there's no
They're
wall to
already
break.
doing it with
It's a fake
audio.
wall.
I mean, why not?
The Greatest American Hero.
That's actually, yes, that is a really, I think maybe the best part of that show is the theme song. Let's try to loop Andrea in, though. We got to do something
I
slightly
haven't-
more
yeah,
recent.
I didn't know any of these.
Do you know The
Properties
Greatest
for, like, the
American
last 10
Hero?
minutes.
Have you heard of
What?
that?
There's no way. You and I are 1,000 in our spirits. And
Aliens. Aliens. Okay, so a high school history teacher takes his class on a field trip. Aliens come down.
special ed, I thought, as well.
Oh, I don't know. Was it? And they drop a
Maybe there's a gay
superhero
in there.
a super a superhero costume and an instruction book, and he promptly loses the instruction book. So he
Such a
puts on
good
the
twist.
superhero costume, which gives him all these powers, but like now he can fly, but he doesn't know how to land. So he's always crash landing. It was really funny.
Yeah, that's good.
That's one of those things that oftentimes I think, oh, wouldn't it be fun if you swapped genres with this? Like Star Wars, you can swap genres and there's a bunch of things you can do with it. That one I would love to watch as an anime. I would love to
Yeah.
watch Greatest American Hero as like a, yeah, I mean,
I have
Just-
the DVD box set.
oh, I don't blame
Send
you.
it on
I had
over.
a petition
Rip the
going
discs.
in the late 90s for it to be on early 2000s for it to be on DVD. I had a petition online.
First of all, good for you. Second of all, we could start that up again and probably make it happen. Third of all, let's keep naming shows with good theme songs until we get close enough to now that our young baby friend here has heard of it. The Wire. Did you hear that theme song? Cripes.
I mean, The Greatest American Hero, it was, believe it or not, I'm walking on air. I never thought I could feel so free. High and away
probably heard
on
it
a
on the
wing and a
radio.
prayer. Who could it be? Believe it or not, it's just me. It's so fucking good. And it was like a what do you call it? Like the what, easy listening. It was like,
Yeah.
believe it or not, I'm walking on air. It's so fun. I love that shit.
I think I was born when that show came out. And to give you
Yeah.
context for how good that theme song was, I still heard it on the radio when I was in middle school.
Andrea, you know
that's
Friends.
how long.
Never seen
Friends?
Friends. Never seen it.
It's not bad, but
All
you know
right,
the
now
theme
you're
song, right?
effing with us. I
I'm
mean,
not.
you can't. You have to actively avoid Friends not to see it, and even then, it's not a guarantee.
I
Three's
saw
Company. Hit you with
Seinfeld. I got enough of that genre. I didn't need it anymore.
Three's Company?
Nope.
Are you trying to insult Seinfeld right now?
No, I love Seinfeld. It's one of my favorite shows.
Come and knock on our door.
Wait, you keep going older with your shows. You
I'm
gotta
reading
go...
the chat. I'm just reading the chat.
Okay,
Guys,
guys,
The
Andrea
Simpsons.
is not gonna recognize anything pre-2000. As sad as that makes us all.
That's not true. I just don't
The
know
Wire,
mainstream
I threw at you.
sitcoms. I haven't seen The Wire.
Roseanne?
Why the fuck would I watch?
That's not a
Roseanne?
famous theme song, though.
I thought it was. That
What's
harmonica
the Roseanne theme song like?
with the harmonica. And then at the end, she's
Oh,
laughing.
yeah.
She's like cackling at the end. I thought that was pretty good.
Yeah. Okay, never mind. Saved
Come
by
and
the
knock on
Bell,
our
I
door.
went 90s.
We've been waiting
I've
for
seen
you.
Saved by the Bell.
Where the kisses are
Okay.
hers and his. Three's Company too.
Is
When
it
you
3
wake
or
up in the
2?
morning.
Three's Company too. Bow, 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 bow. Night Court.
Oh,
Bum,
yeah.
bum, 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 ba-dum, ba-bum. Bow, na, 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 na. Da, na, da. Ba-dow, da, 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 na, 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 na. Da,
I just
da,
want
na.
A supercut of us doing music sounds at Andrea. She's like, I don't, Seinfeld,
You know
come on.
Cheers, right?
Never seen Cheers? No.
But you know the song.
Nope.
Law and Order. Bum, 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 bum,
No,
bum,
I don't think I've ever seen
bum.
Law and Order, but I think I've seen the theme song in parodies.
Making your way in the world today takes everything you got.
I just realized you could give Andrea really like heartfelt sounding advice, and she would never know you're just quoting theme songs.
That is actually pretty funny. I could
This
just
sounds
be
like a
like,
good idea for the lie detector. You quote 4 theme songs and one of them's not real or whatever.
I'm just saying, like, making your way in the world today takes everything you got. And taking
That's
a
true.
break from all your worries sure would help a lot. Wouldn't you like to get away? All those nights when you've got no lights, the check is in the mail, and your little angel hung the cat up by its tail, and your third fiance didn't show. See, it kind of does fall apart. But all I'm saying is sometimes you want to go where everybody knows your name. And
hey,
they're
listen.
always glad you came.
Andrea, I just wanted to tell you sincerely, Sie sind das Essen und der wir sind die Jäger.
I believe every word of that. I think.
Attack on Titan, like the one person who loves Attack on Titan and understands my nonsense just went nuts.
I've never seen Attack on Titan.
But don't you want to be where you can see the troubles are all the same? You want to be where everybody knows your name.
No, I don't. I
How do you not
disagree.
know these lyrics? You never heard this? You want to be where you can see. The troubles are all the same. You want to go
Listen,
where
Andrea,
everybody knows.
I guess I'm just trying to say in the criminal justice system, the people are represented by two separate yet equally important groups: the police who investigate crime and district attorneys who prosecute the offenders. These are their stories.
Is that
How
a
about,
Not
song?
working.
Look,
You're
you
better
take
at
the
it.
good, you take the bad, you take them both, and there you have the facts of life. When the world never seems to be living up to your dreams, and suddenly you're finding out the facts of life are all about you. Right?
Sounds narcissistic.
Well, okay. When there's someone you care about, it really isn't fair. They're out to slow you up when you're growing up. Right? When you let them flirt and then you hurt, awaiting when your date is late in showing up, then you're growing up.
He's not wrong. It's like this is a story all about how my life got turned upside down.
Okay, I know that one.
Ah!
But I guess they're all that funny, right? Like theoretically.
You suck. Do you know who
I
my
mean-
favorite character was from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air?
No.
DJ Jazzy.
Fuck. Oh, thought he was about to describe his beard hair for a second.
Damn it.
Is that the longest Jake's ever been on a show? It's like 2.5 hours.
I think so. I didn't
Those
see that
pickle
one
and
coming,
peanut
though.
butter sandwich, that was a superpower. This motherfucker's out here pretending like, oh, I'm gonna die. In fact, it was actually like a goddamn super, like, you know, I'm gonna stay up all night energy.
That's, I mean, I'm appreciative of the super chats that came in for me. It wasn't enough to get me to do that.
Just for reference, I still have these potatoes on my desk. Just thought I would share that. Also, so I don't forget they're there, I gotta move them.
You never watched the show Taxi, huh?
No, but I've heard of it. It's on my list, my short list.
This would be fun to just sit around and watch YouTube clips of Taxi. I could just show you the hits.
Oh, I want to watch it all myself first. That one I'm
You gotta
very
watch it.
interested in.
You know what's interesting about that is they ended it abruptly. They did them dirty. They didn't give them a chance to like have a finale, and that show is way too good for that. So what they did was one of them, I forget who, one of the actors was hosting, maybe Danny DeVito was hosting SNL at the time. And so they let the cast come out on stage to say goodbye.
Ah, there you go.
That was kind of cool. Taxi was so good. Okay, let's read some super chats.
What do we got? What do we got?
Matt, don't be ashamed of noticing country music is trash. We all know you're just the only one brave enough to say it. Well,
I
thank you
have-
for the $5.
I have family members that love country music.
I don't get it.
Being around them when they're driving, like
Oh my god,
if
they love
like I
singing
would
along.
rather walk. You know what I mean? Like it's so bad. You know, it's beer and pickup trucks and
The
you know,
Sunday paper. Blue.
ugh, it's horrible. It's horrible.
Now, if we're talking about old school stuff like Johnny Cash and Willie Nelson, that's different. But
Old
whatever
stuff
that
is fine, yeah.
popcorn stuff is now, or bubblegum shit, I don't like it.
Bubblegum and
Soupy
popcorn.
Sales ring a bell? This is when we were talking about Captain Kangaroo. Well, obviously, I agreed. Totally agree. Pink, I don't know what you're talking about, but yes.
I disagree.
In the words of Captain Janeway, do it. I don't know what that is, but it was in reference to Jake eating pickles and peanut butter. Thanks for the $2, Rex Trek. We did it. I got $1 on that.
We
Eat
had
up.
a lot of super jets.
That's $1.99. Yeah, a lot of people are throwing money out there.
Jake has
$19.99.
just got
Sorry.
like
from
This
Good
is
for
the
Gabby.
start of Jake's mukbang career. Like, this is it. We're starting here.
This $20 was to get you to do something, though, Andrea, right? What
Was it? I don't know.
What's the apology for?
I don't know.
Good for Gabby. Are you still here? Let us know.
I don't have that information.
Became a YouTube member at your channel as well. Maybe she was apologizing for that.
How do you know it's my channel?
You could test that, but it was directly following that super chat. It's next to be a 99-cent super sticker. Cute profile pic of that little cat. Eat more pickles and peanut butter. Thanks for the $15, Pitchforks Dragon. Jake will regret it one way or another, and then everyone is getting in on this.
Jake is now, like, I guarantee you, Jake is currently finishing that jar of pickles and the peanut butter. Now the game is up. He can, he doesn't need to pretend. Why do you think he turns the camera off all the time and secretly turns the camera and the microphone off at weird times?
I think he's
to
vaping.
nom on those pickles. Obviously.
Oh wait, what was the $20? Number one.
That
Max
was also
the
for
dog
Jake, I'm pretty sure.
appreciator. Yeah, he ate that whole thing. I think he earned every penny of these super chats.
I don't think so, because
The
like
hot chip challenge.
Yeah, we were talking about that. I think I still have the box somewhere because it came in like this coffin little thing.
I'd like to try them. I remember them being kind of unreasonably expensive.
Yeah. You're basically it's like a 1 billion% markup, It's one fucking chip. You know what I mean? Like,
This was a quote from you. That was funny.
yeah, and it's true. And he did swallow, so my motivational words were met.
This is when I was about to yak from watching.
You're about to yak? What?
Yeah, he's putting in the $5 for me to eat that mess. And then here's 10 more from Veg the Aging Hippie. Here's my lurker admission.
It's a good background on the profile picture.
What was it? Oh, yeah. Cool. Well, Andrea, it's pretty late. It's 12:28 a.m. on the East Coast. I think it is.
In Cincinnati?
An hour back, right? Or no, same time.
I've never been to Cincinnati. I don't know.
Oh, check this out. Bob Trichet, the second. Matt, love the show and enjoying the old shows. Right on. Yeah, go back through that catalog.
Can I ask Bob a question?
Sure.
Okay, so like, how do you decide Junior 2? Like, I noticed you made the decision. I've always wanted to ask.
There's no junior. Right? Oh, shit. Should we watch this?
Definitely do not watch it. You can watch it later. Was
You
it
don't want to put it on air?
Oh, hell no. I can't watch my own content. It makes me sick.
What is it?
I will
You
leave
clipped
if that
it.
shows up. I will leave.
All right. Well, you clipped it. I'll watch it later. Junior
Your mom
Junior
chose it,
is
so
third.
you had nothing. What?
Oh, Junior is third.
Well, yeah, but I mean, like, have you ever thought to switch over to Junior?
It's by the time you get to third, everyone else, you retroactively become first, second. So by the time there's a third, you're like, oh, hey, let me make a phone call. You're first now. Make another phone call. You're second.
Is that real?
I'm assuming. I'm just connecting dots here, okay?
Okay. Interesting.
I love watching my stream only on 2x. I don't know. I'll watch any episode on 2x, all the mistakes go right on by. Any imperfections or things that I would criticize myself or my guest for, just
You know what
it's
also that
the
does?
perfect
Is
episode every time.
it bypasses like your brain's recognizing of your own voice enough so that it's not as cringe?
Yeah, and I think I sound better fast.
I agree. That's why I try to speak really fast normally so that people can
can't
get
do
that experience during the premiere.
That's what I'm saying.
I agree.
I say that a lot where I'm like, that's what I'm saying.
But have you been saying that?
Believe it or not, I'm walking on air. I never thought I could feel so free. High
Yeah,
and
when
low,
you
no
were
wing and a
singing
prayer.
that, I recognized the tune from Seinfeld, George's phone machine. So
Yeah, yeah. Man, I hope we don't get a copyright strike because that probably sounded like the real song.
it was pretty close.
You know, whenever somebody is singing, you can say, who sings that? Oh, let's keep it that way. Like when they answer you, they're like Lady Gaga, and they go, oh, okay, well, let's keep it that way. It's like when I
that's
was in
just
high
rude.
school, guys used to, floral print ties were really popular when I was in high school, and I had this uncle who was always saying, nice tie. Does that come in men's? It's like, God, what a jerk. It was funny,
That's
but it
just
was
so
like, you're
corny.
just a
It's kind of
jerk.
funny.
I know. Why don't we keep it that way? Yeah, that's funny. Okay, well. Oh, my mom didn't like Junior. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, but like, what if you just like said to your mom, like, by the way, I'm Junior now. Just I decided getting rid of the 2. I'm Junior.
Have you seen Everything is Illuminated, the movie?
Nope.
Do you know the band Gogol Bordello?
Nope.
Oh, really? Oh,
Should I?
well, you would like it, I think.
All right. Okay.
Never heard the song Start Wearing Purple. Start wearing purple for me now. Anyway,
Nope.
he was in a movie, and it was look, here we go. Told you. He's in a movie with a dog named Sammy Davis Jr.
That's great.
He's Ukrainian, so he would always say Sammy Davis Jr. Elijah Wood's in that movie. Directed by Liev Schreiber, directorial debut. Based on part of a book. It's a great movie. It's one of the few movies that I got to the end and I was like, I'm watching that again right now.
Oh, all right. Well, that's a high praise.
I thought it was great. Great movie. Should we wrap it?
Feel free. Yeah. I'm getting tired here. I don't know if you noticed.
Okay. Well, it's about that time. I guess we'll say goodnight. Right?